two teams, what maps were banned, what was picked, where are we going for this best of 3 Clubhouse, Cafe, and Coastline.
Right. So, I mean, Joe, it seems like every time we've casted Joe, which is, I feel like every Challenger League season ever at this point, we've casted at least one Joe game. They find their way to Clubhouse. And, I mean, if we're talking the old Joe, they were always pretty strong in it. But this new Joe roster, of course, you know, there's not a whole lot to work with. The VODs aren't up. The map wins aren't there. But we do know that's what they picked. They wanted it. They got that defense first. And then we've got the Last Dance securing Cafe as well with the decider of Coastline. The always fun map. So I personally really like all 3 of these maps. I think they'd be really fun maps to observe here. Really exciting stuff. And yeah, I'm hoping we can get, I mean, maybe we can have, after a bunch of 2As the first week, we can have a bunch of 2-1s. Just straight 2-1s all day.
Every game,
and then
2-1.
It'll just, you know, it just runs till 1 in the morning for the East Coast people. Not for the West Coast, though, because it's only 4 p.m. for me. That's why the West Coast is better.
7 p.m.
That's why the West Coast is superior. And that is why West Coast is the best coast.
East Coast, Beast Coast.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to map 1. No delay. It's going to be Clubhouse, and it's going to be Last Dance versus Joe Esports.
Clubhouse.
Trying not to finish in that last place position here.
Let's see what happens. They're in a loser bracket. Let's see who beats who. And yeah, it's like, I guess, so if TLD wins this, they're not going to play with, whoever loses this goes on to play next week, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I just noticed that I was Crow.
Oh, did it say that? I didn't see that either.
Yeah, I didn't notice. But
I didn't look either when I was looking at it.
I wish I was half the caster Crow is.
Half the caster Crow is. But first ban Maverick, as per usual, on map like Clubhouse. That's always you see that.
Yeah, it's pretty common because, you know, Mav makes that cash wall pretty irritating to defend. I mean, you're probably still going to be able to get the wall anyway, but at least if he's banned, you're going to be able to work things. Maybe some cute little tactics in there, maybe a K trick, maybe something like that, which I've seen at least in other regions. Now, Ace is going to be gone as well. That makes it even easier. Now it's back to almost like the old meta of Clubhouse. We're just going to have, it's just Habana Therm and some Zofia stuns. Now, what makes this a little more interesting is if Wamai is taken off the board. We're seeing that more and more often in North America, and maybe it will continue. Maybe we'll see something crazy like a Maestro ban, which isn't that crazy at all. That's not great. That's normal as well, actually. Yeah,
well, it might be nice because those magnets make taking Garage so difficult for CCTV and cash. It actually makes it a lot difficult. Like Garage, Dirt, it just Valkyrie though is off the board. That's normal too for Clubhouse. You see that quite often.
Yeah, so this is a lot of intel that's being denied and a lot of just, I guess you can call cheese breach being denied. So we're going to have it's as raw as it gets. No one's going to get any free walls today. No one's getting any free hatches. But at the same time, you still got Thatcher to work with, which is powerful as ever. And Mr. Montague, if you didn't know that, is Butters. Butters.2F.
Butters.
He's just rocking the Spanish name for Butters. So that's lovely. He's going to be... I thought he was going to rock the Twitch DMR this game. We saw it last game or last week, but he's going to...
yeah, last week, yep.
Yeah, he's going to bring out that... He's just pack-a-punching all these different operators. And Beastly, meanwhile, is going to be 6 into a castle. It's curious because typically when you see that, it's to hide that you're going to gym. But Joe Esports is actually going to the bottom floor, which I can only imagine.
With this lineup?
This is a roam, and this is going to involve a castle. It's very rare you see a castle brought for the Moto door in 2020. That's maybe something that was in year 1, but not really something you see now. I almost fully anticipate this is going to be a top floor roam with that Mute Mozzie castle. I'm not gonna brand it that roam because you know what? At this point, it's been robbed from SSG. I'd say everyone's just adopted this roam now, and
everyone's trying it themselves, trying to put their own spin on it.
Really. And I mean, it's at this point, it's kind of lost its novelty. I mean, I feel like it's been seen so many times now. The teams really shouldn't have trouble with dealing with it, or you rather it's not gonna blow their minds when they see it. They're gonna have trouble, no question. You're gonna have trouble with anything, but it's like
they're gonna have problems deciding, but it shouldn't be so crazy that they don't expect it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like, whoa, what are they doing? They're roaming on Clubhouse? What? Yeah, that used to be the trope there, but it's not the case anymore. It's a lot more, not surprising. We do have a Malusi added into the mix, which depending on where in the world he put those, it's gonna be quite irritating to deal with. But Young's gonna actually
That's
straight up go for the, yeah, he's just gonna straight go for it. It's gonna get that shot in a second, I imagine. Joey Sports is gonna go, or excuse me, the Last Dance rather, is going to go straight for this roam. They're going to challenge it. Kilo opening that jacuzzi wall. They've got a two-way pinch going already onto this top floor roam, but that's kind of the problem with it. You have defenders have the ability to just not fight you and go away.
The point of the roam is to waste time or anything. That's always been talked about, like the novelty of the roam is, hey, we can waste all the time and still get to a 5v5 for the last 30 seconds of the round.
That, and I mean, you see, like, Young's already down a charge, and Kilo's already down a bonus. Of course, the hatches are usually pretty open for their strategy. That's kind of one of the hallmarks of it, but it's easy for their defenders to rotate, and unfortunately for Benji Mula, he's the one that didn't. He's the odd one out. He's the one who's still up here, and he's not going to get anyone in return. Just an untradeable death for Benji Mula and Cash. Ironically enough, Benji Mula dies near the money. He's always about his money, even till death.
That should have been a plan where you rotate out, but unfortunately Benji would stay there and get pinched out from both sides. So the first death goes in the favor of the Last Dance. First pick for them now with a minute and a half off the board though, so at least that somewhat of that time has been, you know, allocated for this roam clear, and now the rest of the defense is ready for the attackers to make their way onto site.
England or her, it's his name Wet Meat right now. Jacob talked about that in the last game. This is his first game casting. He's casting Wet Meat. Looks like England has gone back to being Wet Meat. So I'm going to refer to him as England. I'm not going to say Wet Meat all day. I'm totally not going to say that all day. So what Mr. England here has impact still, and he's absolutely going to use him on that kitchen hatch. The question is, the Last Dance is actively peeking back at him. And I guess that's where it comes in that Kilo used that Habana charge on Jacuzzi earlier, which is again one of the key things about the strategy. You're burning hard breach utility before you actually get to the site. There's, even though some of the hatches are pre-open, there are still hatches like kitchen that obviously they're not going to leave soft for any reason whatsoever. So that's going to deny Joey Sports from even opening that hatch outright. And all you've got to work with is Young's single thermite charge, which, I mean, what's he gonna do? Only open the church wall potentially? Looking like it.
Off now.
Beastly's just, yeah, Beastly's just going for it. The UMP worst game says who? Young's gonna get this wall, but Wimpy is in prime position here with the perfect loadout to absolutely shut down this push from the Last Dance. There's not much they can do here, barring a miracle. Beastly finding his third, Wimpy finding two on the wall, and Joey Sports playing the roam down to a T. That's their first round of the game, and it was, I mean, hey, that's as good as it gets.
It was exactly what you see from the roam. That kind of roam, you expect them to waste time, waste utility, as you said before, and all of a sudden it's a 30 seconds left to go, and they have to rush site. They have to push. They did get the wall open though, at least, but otherwise they still had no other angles. They had just running right through church wall.
Yeah, not getting that kitchen hatch. I mean, again, we're going to talk about a lot here on Clubhouse, especially with the classic thermite.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Beastly got his first two kills. Was that in blue, I'm assuming?
I want to say it had to have been blue because I can't. TLD could not have pushed anywhere else. It could have pushed.
Yeah, because at that point, you have no time. You have to make a double push. You couldn't go down church, so it had to be a blue push. They rushed it.
Yeah, it's just the breach economy there for. I mean, I wasn't even mismanaged for the Last Dance. It's just how it is. It's pretty hard to clear that roam without using some sort of breach. That's almost impossible considering the level of player. So, I mean, just well played from Joe, and they're gonna have to replicate their defensive success here as we go to Cash now instead.
Yep, CCTV and Cash up next. The band of the board though, so we still have the same old dynamic where you get the Zofia stunned and the Thermite and Cabana. Can they deny Beastly from tricking this wall? Most likely this will be going to go for blow. Butters is going to use those impacts from the lifeline and deny him from sitting on that wall. Usually people do it now can do it from the front door as well, actually lie down the front door and shoot the front door all the way at Beastly on that wall. So we'll just see what happens. Of course, if Omai, we think we're probably going to play Raptors, as it's very difficult these days to take Raptors with Omai on the board.
Yeah, it's just a little bit difficult, and we see less and less garage takes because of it, at least when Omai is left up. So it looks like TLDs, again, like you said, they're going to have a pretty, I mean, generally speaking, it's easier said than done. They're going to be able to go in below and deal with this bandit off the wall because Beastly has indeed barricaded that Cash doorway, which makes it, if you didn't know, where he can't be Zofia stunned from the drone hole. That is a problem. So they're gonna have to go below, or they're gonna have to start a split push. Actually, the other way they can deal with it is to just kind of push the other way, and then you have vision on the plat wall construction. But they're just gonna get it. Wait, they just kidding. Wow. That looked weird for a second. It looked like that charge was going off for 10 years, but it finally goes off. And Beastly, I mean, he tried his hardest. You can't demand any more than that. And speaking of pushing construction, that's exactly what TLD is going to initiate now that they've got plenty of breach to work with. I mean, that was easy peasy. They didn't even have to go below. They didn't have to do anything, and they're just gonna go for it.
That's crazy to see that they had to use no stun. It looks like they used both stuns on Butters. I'm not sure if they actually helped them in any regard, but they got that wall with no problem. It just seems like maybe at that point BC was able to really locate where they were putting that charge at. So at this point, Butters is going to stay on the rappel here on the balcony, and the rest of TLD instead are going to look for that split take through bedroom to construction. Open that wall up though. Beastly is ready at once again. Looks like he has 3 batteries still in his pocket to go for another banner trick, so they'll need to try and grenade him out or stun him again. Well, they can't stun him anymore, so they have to grenade him out of that position.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is an angle from the plat wall that they can open up. And these Butters, especially on SFE, can open up to where it makes it pretty difficult for Beastly to banner trick this, especially considering that construction wall is actually not open, pre-open. So this is it. This is the Thermite versus Bandit. Beastly not going to be able to get it. I believe he's either stunned or just... They ended up opening the hatch at the last moment. I think whoever that player was in bar, that was pretty key play, whoever that was. Had to have been a player with a shotgun. I'm guessing it was Kyle Wimpy Anderson. I believe so. I believe he opened that shot. If I had to guess. Yeah, I mean, it looks like
England got it actually. He impacted.
He used both impacts. I think
but
one of those two happened.
X-Kairo's going off. Beastly getting aggressive, but shot from the back though, from the soft wall. It'd be Butters. Shot coming up from Wimpy to do some damage to Butters, but not to kill him. Damage to him with Benji as well from the rafters. Rethinking with the kill to Butters. Benji gets Wild Doodle. It's looking down here for the last dance. It's trade actually as one goes down. Keyless kill, but no, it's Rethinking to finish off Spades as Joey Sports another take their second round.
And so far, Joe is just a brick wall defensively, not letting anything get past him. Little bit of a panic situation for Beastly there. He's getting shot from 600 different angles, but the rest of his team stood firm. We saw the impacts. Yeah, I think he just double impacted. He impacted the soft part and then just impacted it again and got Thermite off. And it just kind of threw TLD for a slight loop, and it was just enough to create an opening across the board. And Joe is starting off strong here on Clubhouse, 2 in a row.
Yeah, they were on a spear ready. Looking good so far on this round, but they're playing it right on Clubhouse. It makes sense. It's surprising though, we don't have the crazy bans we usually see, and they're still seeing it still be defender side, but we'll see how it goes on bedroom and gym, because that's usually the site you see most attacking teams win.
Yeah, it's especially given it doesn't look like there's much of like a mirror strategy or anything like that. Usually that's where you see attackers kind of really running into the, I guess if there is an obstacle on this site, it's a nasty mirror setup, and doesn't look like that's going to be coming out from Joe, because I guess they just don't like her. They don't want to play her.
They don't play her. They don't practice her.
They don't want her. I mean, it's possible that they don't get a lot of practice with her because people love to ban Mira. So, yeah. I mean, it's not surprising. Wimpy's going to pre-open that hatch, and it looks like there's also, of course, the classic, if you want to call it a roam, a base of operations set up there in cash, and the rest of the defense actually looking like they're prepared to deny that cash platform wall. A lot of teams we've seen, I mean, at least teams maybe that are underdeveloped on Clubhouse, they'll just kind of let you get that server wall. They don't even attempt to, trick it or anything. They'll even leave the wall soft. And Joe is, interestingly enough, playing it for denial. Beastly's got the same, he's playing it like the site is cash right now. And that's, if TLD isn't prepared for it, it could be something that's an obstacle. We see they're just like, wait, what the heck? We actually have to thermite this?
They're gonna drone it out and make sure they don't lose any hard breach denial or any hard breach here, because that would be fatal later on.
Yeah, that's less than ideal. Even though, it's like the push can come from Jacuzzi mainly. You don't want to lose both thermite charges or something trying to just get this. This is just step one. It looks like Butters is already ahead of the game though. He's already below, ready to stop that bandit, and Beastly's like, yeah, we good. You can have it. So despite the setup, the resistance, fortunately not really there. But we still have a player in rafters. That is Benjamin Currency, and he's in a position where, again, it's just like the cash site. They have to find some way to deal with this man. And it's not going to be easy. I guess the only thing is there's no rotate hole. The wall's not soft and cash, so he's not going to get any help. He's kind of just on his own again. And they just really don't have a rethinking. Said, I'm going to help you, man. And he just gets instantly shut down by Young. So he was on an island, and now he's definitely on an island, even though he was they're trying to give him help. And it's just Benji tried his hardest, but it's just too many TLD attackers to deal with. And now The Last Dance has control of cash and can start working potentially an opposite direction push, or they can just honestly continue on. They have the man advantage to do quite what they want.
Losing 2 members in that regard to that on that expansion of that roam, I'm not sure that's going to help or hurt really Joe here though. I feel like it's going to be end up just being overwhelmed by numbers at this point as we go into a minute left with a 3v5. Though at this point they still haven't opened Jacuzzi yet. They are opening logistics though, so they may not. It sounds like at this point they're going to disregard Jacuzzi as well and just go for logistics into sight.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not, you don't necessarily have to open Jacuzzi here, and maybe that's what Last Dance feels. It would make it infinitely easier, but Beastly's still at large, can still trick away, still got plenty of batteries. So it's something that maybe it's just not worth doing, and it might be something that costs him, as there's Malusi's most likely webbed all throughout this A-bomb site, and they're going to have to find some way to work these picks. The caveat here is you actually have to be able to win your gunfights on this doorway, which they're doing now. At least they're able to find that Spades, especially able to find 2 key kills there, and Kilo with the finisher on the Beastly, and Last Dance finally taking their first round. That's, yeah, I mean, it was just that roam was ultimately kind of failed there for Joe. Their first real thing that actually went wrong for them in this match. Just Benji's just on an island. It seems like that's the
well, yeah, and then you rethink try to help him, but at that point they should have expected Benji by himself, because there's no, it's not like this is the site though, so they can just walk in though. There's no reason they can't walk into that site. Yeah, so I'm surprised that rethinking went for that rotate and try and help him on rafters, even though the wall's already open and you know that they can be watching it, pushing it. So I'm not sure exactly how that's supposed to play out for them if they had Benji on an island by himself and they expected to try and help him.
Yeah, I mean, rethinking, at least we can say one thing about rethinking. He will never leave his homies out to dry. And I respect that more than anything. I really do.
Yep, but we're back onto downstairs. Church and Arsenal for our next site, back on that same 3-round rotation. So we'll see exactly how that plays out. Last time, of course, we had the roam here from Joe Esports that caused them to waste so much utility and so much time. But this time, it doesn't seem to have seen that play. You don't see a castle. You don't see commute here. You don't see any barricades being put upstairs either.
Yeah, this is 100% a impact trick kitchen hatch. Dare them to get Moto, which, I mean, fortunately for Joe, there is a Thatcher, so something like a Cade wouldn't really be terribly effective, if not effective at all. I mean, you can Cade trick the Moto hatch, but I feel like Last Dance isn't gonna, they aren't gonna fall for that one. They're too what's the word, solid to let you get away with that.
I'm pretty sure they experienced that in the past in other games. They're not gonna fall for it.
Yeah, these guys, their experience was probably well over 10 years combined of just competitive siege. So they're not gonna just hand you a thermite charge with a Moto hatch. So this is just gonna be denying impacts. I mean, honestly, you can impact church here, you can impact that church wall, and you can also impact that kitchen hatch. So there's just plenty of impacts to work with here. Yeah. Almost a plethora, if you will. And
well, it's only 2 sets, and rethinking doesn't have. He's a C4 instead though, so there's still 2 sets is enough though to deny both church and kitchen at that point too. Play it right.
Yeah, it's definitely just a lot of key thermite placements that are gonna have to come out here. Which I'm just kidding. Sometimes you can place the thermite however you want, and they're still going to get it an impact. So this can't afford to lose England early on though, and he's just going to Legion off blue, and Butters with his 20/20 vision and his glasses is going to deal with Legion mines. You can see those. So other than that, Joe's going to start. Or why do I keep doing that? I keep losing my mind. I'm dyslexic. The Last Dance is going to start working that floor, and Young's going to get the Moto hatch for free. That's usually the freebie here. But yeah, the rest of it is going to get complicated. That kitchen hatch, Beastly's waiting under that with impacts. And that church wall, Young's only got one thermite left. So it's going to be crunch time when it comes down to that church wall.
Yeah, the question is, can they find Beastly or England underneath this hatches to deny the impact? Both of them have impacts, ready to throw it. Can Doodle find angle to stop this from happening again? Beastly also looking back up with that 2x scope. So this is still unable. There's the head. He gets the head of Doodle with that shot. That 2x scope working perfectly for the. He's now in a position to even impact chick back for this take, as we think against Butters though, and blue it looks like. So the blue take not working out. Young though, little refragging of Beastly from above, or from, actually I don't know where this from exactly, maybe from Moto?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually, but that's definitely the kitchen hatch getting open now, more importantly, and that's gonna allow this to take off with Spades. Oh my lord, Spades is tucked in a corner and he's unable to move. That's a nice smoke from Wimpy. And now it's just old reliable Young and Kilo gonna have to find some way down this hatch, because I can't imagine the church wall's a play here. It's just gonna have to be this kitchen hatch drop, and Joe seemingly has their sights on it, though the Zoom advantage on Young's rifle here could be a problem. This is an angle that Young's already established. It's almost impossible for Rethinking to peek back into this one. So Rethinking's effectively eliminated, and that's exactly what Young realizes. He can drop now, and he can start that plant. But Rethinking doesn't actually have a C4, so he can't actually deny this default plant. That's actually huge. Where in the world is Wimpy at? He's only got one more smoke, and he's likely going to be... No, Young's actually switched the plant spot. So Wimpy, if he does throw a smoke, it's going to miss. He's not even on the same zip code. Oh my God, Rethinking. He slams the covering player, but Wimpy is there for the insurance. And my goodness, that was almost terrible.
That was close. That was close indeed. You still unfortunately multiple attempts to take blue, multiple attempts to take control of that kitchen hatch, and just bodies left and right in the form of the TLD. They lost members on any of those approaches. Both you saw Beastly go, you saw Butters go down, you saw Spades go down, Doodle go down. So it's unfortunate that these members go down on these attempts, and unfortunately just leads to have to jump down the kitchen hatch because it's the only thing they opened.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, Doodle got absolutely, he got a haircut. Beastly, I don't know if Beastly's on 5'4", or if he's just nasty with it, his eyeballs, or if it's just that 2X is just that nasty. I don't know. But Beastly, amazing shot on the Doodle, and that just kind of kicked it off to Joe. Continued success here on just about every site, except Jim, of course. But they're going to be going back to cash, and that's a good opportunity to take your fourth defense, as last dance we saw last time, they were able to secure basically whatever they wanted without much resistance. They got the plat wall
open really quickly.
They got construction easily. It's just they came down to that last execute, and it just, the gunfights did not go in their way. I mean, otherwise they pretty much did it as good as you can do it, meta-wise, I guess.
Well, they did get impact
macro-wise, they did
on
it
that
well.
Construction wall, which kind of was there, but doing a split take usually in general is very difficult for a CCTV.
Yeah, they're able to just, I mean, they're still able to get the wall. I just feel like they just kind of, Joe hit him with the gunny 1-2, and that's just how it is sometimes. Even though I talk about it all the time, you draw it up perfectly, you call it perfectly, you still gotta shoot him. This is still a shooter at the end of the day, and Rethinking in his favorite spot in rafters.
Playing it with Mai as always, and this makes it so very difficult, and that's the reason why most teams just don't even push Garage, as you said before. So can they get the wall as easy this time around compared to last time? Last round, I'm assuming BC just didn't hear it right, or he was stunned, but he allowed that wall to be open immediately. And they have been able to keep all of their heart-reaching utility for the next wall construction. So here we go again. Wall being opened up. Looks like Beastly had, BC does get it the last second, denying the exostomach charge. So now at that point, Young's gonna make a decision. Does he go for the next one, or does he use it for construction wall instead? Or maybe somewhere else in Garage, or what is he gonna do with that last one?
They've got to reconsider. We see Montequilla. He's thinking about what he needs to do to go below. You see the drones flying in below. How are they going to get into lounge and displace Beastly? Because, yeah, there's plenty of drones going in for below, so that's going to be their adjustment. But Benjamin Currency recognizes this, and he's in the flesh, but he's going to fall back and fit. Oh my goodness, the player peeked out from Garage. Ooh, the heck was that? Beastly's actually taken out from the server window, and whoever that was in Garage just unable to find the kill on a Butters. Oh my goodness, he's somehow alive with full AP. That's miraculous. I think that was England who's there in the Garage door and just didn't commit to the peek. Wimpy gonna find Butters, which is a nice clap back, but that plat wall is open, and Kilo still has 3 Abana pellets to work with. But they've got those 2 impacts from England to deal with as well. So
yeah,
that could just be
the hatch.
Yeah,
I'm
it could be just
drones this time to see that.
Deja vu. I think they're gonna have trouble getting through there because of these impacts, and they're just gonna, you know, you're trying to fight gunfights through Abana holes with not a lot of time left. Though they do have about a minute. It's enough time to at least breathe and consolidate yourself. We see England below that construction hatch right now, so that's a problem.
Do they know he's there though? Because last time they let him happen again, so I'm hoping this time. I hope this is a good shot from Young. He takes up Rethinking on the rafters, so they could pivot now and go Garage instead, having lost the member on Garage. But the problem is their time to do that. It doesn't seem like they're going to rotate. They're still going first play through construction wall. England was below, but he does impact tricking though. Is that wall on open? Or no, he's gonna rotate. Wimpy gets killed to Spades, and it's going back and forth. Looks like there's someone Benji trying to run out as well, but no, Wimpy gets another. He got 3 kills for the round. He can't get the 4th though. It's Doodle get a kill. Walking through red. Doodle gets the 2nd onto England. Now it's down to just Benji Mula in a 1v2, and they have sight. The last 2 members have sight, and Benji's gonna make his way back inside as Doodle wins the plant. And it's Young in a 1v1 as Doodle plants. He runs to the corner, and no, Young will win that fight against Benji. Last Dance will win their 2nd attacking round here on the defensive half of Joe.
Yeah, Doodle definitely went huge there, just pushing up the cash stairs and getting his hands dirty. He just said, all right, I'll do it myself. And that's exactly what he did. He went up, opened that round up for the last dance. And finally, some, I guess the gunfight's going in the favor of last dance. I mean, the first 4 rounds were just 4 or 5 rounds were just, it was just a scalp simulator. Everyone on Last Dance just kind of struggling in those fights against Joe, and Doodle finally tilting that decisively in the Last Dance's favor. We're going back to CCTV and Cash now, and we're actually seeing the castle, unless Beastly wants to 6 that one away.
Well, maybe they're deciding now they don't want to try and trick
Nope.
it anymore. They're just deciding, hey, they're going to open it either way. We shouldn't even try at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely like Beastly, even when he tricked it the last round, he kind of like, you saw how he kind of like, he moved as if he was like, oh, did I actually get that? Oh, and then he just, he ended up getting it. But it's like that thing, when you die to it, thermite one time as a bandit. And that's some scary stuff. It's like a cat getting sprayed with water.
Because did he die in server last time? Because I remember he died early too as well last time.
I mean, he died to that server window, so he could castling that. That's a decent castle, though. Exterior castles are always hit and miss in terms of how much you're going to get out of them. And I don't know. I'm not sure where he's going to put these to where he's honestly going to get a lot of mileage unless they play.
People sometimes will barricade the lounge door as well and play like a shield down there in lounge and deny that kind of coverage. Because last time you've seen so far that with Last Dance take control of downstairs, not resistance really. You saw at least Benji tried last time to play that and he didn't really get much out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's putting him in lounge, he's got to do it quick before someone sends a stray bullet through his forehead. Because I don't recall him doing it. He still has 2 barricades right now. So I mean, I don't know if it was a misclick. Where is he gonna put these castles? We've already gotten the garage peephole opened up here, and yeah, I mean, as of 30 seconds in, Beastly still has not placed these castles. So I am flabbergasted. I have no idea where he's gonna put them.
I'm questioning this pick, but we'll see what happens. I have no clue what they can do with it. Maybe he just loves the ump and just wants to bring the up along, but they could run pulse instead. As I say that, though, the first kill goes to Butters. Benji playing aggressive on the secret stairs will be taken out.
Yeah, and that's the player that's denying lounge, but of course TLD's like, wait, where's the bandit? There is no bandit. You can just get it. You got to get rid of that mute jammer, though, of course. Not sure.
Thatcher.
I mean, they do have Thatcher. It's almost like I had to rub my eyes for a second and realize they have Thatcher, and just like that, Zofia ceases to exist, blown up by Wimpy from God knows where. Where in the world did he throw that C4? Either way, it's no more Mantequilla. The butter has melted. And now Spades is going to work his way to construction. Joe curiously leaving that soft. And again, Beastly it's a minute 36 and counting. There are 2 castles in his pocket. I think it's safe to say, I think he's just going to castle trick the construction door. I think that's what's happening here.
Wait,
I totally
castle trick the construction door? Wait, what?
Yeah, man, he's gonna wait for them to blow it up, and then he's gonna put the castle down, and then they're gonna blow it up again. That's what Beastly's doing. He's castle tricking. I honestly, I'm joking. Obviously, can't tell. I don't know what in the world he's gonna do with that. I mean, he could castle it right now, honestly, quite literally. I was joking, but he actually could. I mean, I don't know. He's just not using them, so I don't know. He's just.
I guess big thing too is that England's dead downstairs, and he was holding lounge once more, just like the rest of the fist. It's just like Benji, but now they're going for garage rather than go for construction, rethinking, taking heavy damage on that rafter. He's got 1 HP. No, he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, rethinking. Whoever it is that's played Rafters for Joe has not had a lot of fun. They've been pinched out in many different contexts now, and it's just Beastly with his 2 castles. I mean, he could go for the castle. He could castle himself into construction right now. That's about his only play in this 1 versus 4 with quite possibly the worst scenario we can have. No C4, he's castle, not pulse. No impacts. Castle has him, but I think he has him. Well, it's just
away because he has a shotgun.
Yeah, I think they took him away. So yeah, it's like misspoke. So yeah, it's just not much Beastly can do here.
You can't even C4 from below though either, so like you can't even go for a below C4 deny the plant. So not much you can do here in a 1v4.
Yeah, I mean, all he could do, is play for his KD, and he's not even able to do that. I don't even think he finds a single kill for that round. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe he said, guys, are we going gym? Are we going gym? Are we going gym? Hello? He's sticking castle, and then he's like, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what that castle is for, quite frankly. And I mean, the rest of the defense TLD was just ready for it. They were able to pinch out the player rafters, able to get the wall with ease, and able to do what they want with these. And they tie this thing up. It was 1-3 Joe, but the Last Dance was able to seize some of that momentum back. And we're going to be going to Church Arsenal again. Oh my goodness. I wonder what this strategy could signify. I wonder. What am I looking at?
A mute and a vigil and a castle?
And a sixth castle?
Wait, what?
A sixth castle. I'm thinking in the back of my head, with my giant melon brain, that the Last Dance is going to roam upstairs with this castle.
No. They're putting all the castles on site. You're crazy.
Yeah, I think they're gonna castle dirt, blue door, and then like the main hall door. I think that's where those castles are going.
Yeah,
totally.
Exactly. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna roam with a person who can go invisible with drones, one operator that can capture drones, and an operator that can, silence drones. No way. No.
Wait a minute.
No.
That castle's interesting. That's a nice castle because you know why? A lot of people like to sit out 10 miles away on the north. There's you can not only can you sit 10 miles outside and watch that rotation, but you can also stand up on like the little AC unit outside the stairs and look onto the main stairs from down the rotation. Yeah. So that's honestly a really good castle. I like that usage of castle. Noodle seems to have placed all 3 of them, unlike Joe. And it looks like Joe, at least, they're not going to necessarily push this room. This is an instant thermiting of dirt, which is curious. I mean, he doesn't even have to watch this. Nope, just kidding. He's going to hold the rotation. That's the problem with exterior castles. That's the one thing. They're genius in practice, but, sledges run about 99.99% of the time, fortunately. So it's gone in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, so it's easy to bring a sledge along just to destroy those castles. But either way, you have 3 members of TLD upstairs, it looks like. I'm assuming both Vigil, Mozzie, Mute are on the third floor here, or on the second floor, as they're using this utility. Using this utility is a big issue for the attackers. They have to use utilities to try and clear these roamers. If they do that, or they rush site.
Okay, if I'm not crazy, I swear there was still a mute jammer on that jacuzzi wall, and it just didn't stop that thermite whatsoever. It wasn't close. It wasn't placed close enough to the wall, I think. Unless there's just artifacts on my screen, I'm pretty sure that was a mute jammer. So it just wasn't close enough. So he's just gonna get that without having to use a thatch or anything. And this is a gunfight in lounge space. Dips and ducks away, and he's able to escape down the blue stairs. This roam didn't last quite long. I don't think there's any players left for Last Dance still above. They've fallen off a lot easier than Joe did. We saw Joe and Benji Mula especially. He was holding down his money. He was
I'm not sure
ready
if that was
to die
on
with his
purpose or
money.
not, though, because he was sitting on an island getting pitched.
So I think he just didn't rotate fast enough, and that's not the mistake the Last Dance is going to make. They're out of there, and they've wasted 2 thermite charges, so depending on, honestly, I don't know if it's a waste. He did use one on dirt, so I mean, that could be a play that comes out at some point in this round. We see the castle actually holding that down. That's Doodle. So it's just gonna have to be, honestly, they're kind of shoehorned into a kitchen dirt here, given how they've used their utility. And Young, unfortunately, uncharacteristically dying first for the Last Dance. That's a nice angle from Wimpy, and it's gonna put his team in a disadvantageous position. There's no impacts actually to deny that Habana. The mathematics didn't really work out there. Kilo using both his impacts for something else potentially. I don't know. And wherever he did, he didn't use. I mean, the math adds up. He only has 2 impacts. He has 3. Oh my God! Goodbye, Beastly.
Whoa,
that was a C4 from the
that was a throw from
underworld.
Spades. That was a throw.
Yeah, Spades has always been annoying with C4s. So this is just, I don't know. I mean, it could go either way here. It could go any way here in the final 20 seconds. Spades just lurking under the moto hash. That's a Spades play if I've ever seen one. And he's going to light up one player, but no, he's going to be finished by Benji Mula. The hash drop's going to come through, but oh my goodness, where is Doodle? Doodle was still in dirt. He was still in a position that Joey Sports hasn't actually taken any account for. This is huge. Doodle could peek out at any second. No, he's finished by Wimpy. Wimpy for his 3rd, and it's just Butters, and he absolutely does not have the kit to win this one. And it's Benji Mula and Wimpy especially gonna lock this one out for Joe. And oh my word, for a second close. I thought we were gonna see a UMP beat down from dirt, but Wimpy was just on that one.
That's unfortunate. That was a close one too, though. It looks like Young's looking for a rehost still. Let's see if the admins answer that one. But no, that was a close round. That was a very close round, unfortunately, for TLD. They could not close out that round, as even though they wasted all the time, they wasted quite a bit of utility. Still, they were able to get things open like the hatches and make their way downstairs and get the kills they needed. While Doodle has also left the game, so I'm assuming it's a rehost. We'll come back to our lovely faces. We'll talk about the game a bit before we try to figure out this rehost, or maybe go to a break. We'll see what happens.
So it's funny because earlier I don't think there was a rehost approved in the chat or anything, so they just kind of dip set. And you know what we saw earlier in the 8 Beast Coast game. I don't know who asked for I want to say it was Ape. Had a sound bug.
I think it was Ape. Yeah, I think it was Ape. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of, they were kind of dawdling around. They didn't just leave. That's the key. You got to just leave. If you think you deserve rehost, dip.
Yeah,
you
need to rehost. Just
don't play around out and then lose around. And if you say rehost and people it's falling deaf ears, dip. That's the rule. Just saying. Now, regardless, we're gonna be going in 4-3. It's a 4-3 lead for Joe. And Joe, this is their pick. They look good.
You expect it.
Even though I think the overlay says it's Last Dance's pick.
Pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's Joe's pick.
It can't be. I swear pregame I heard it was Joe's pick.
No, wait, no. This is the Last Dance's pick. I'm crazy. No, yeah, this is the Last Dance's pick. Because Last Dance started attack and Joe started defense.
Okay, I blame my sources now. So anyway,
I blame my sources.
Yeah, it's and plus I am dyslexic. I can't, I think Joe. Yeah, I read it backwards. That's all. That's all that was.
Yeah,
so.
that's all. Either way.
That's all.
So ending 3-3 at the half for Joe's defense makes it seem like Last Dance are looking good to maybe take the win here on Clubhouse. But Joe win their first attack.
I mean, honestly, it feels more like Joe's map than the Last Dance. Now, I will say, we just watched, Joe hold, have 6 defenses and they didn't win their half.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I say this, but Joe they definitely look strategically prepared to bring in a lot of advanced strategies and a lot of big brain stuff that is definitely giving Last Dance a run for their money, at least on that defensive half. And we saw that Joe was able to translate it to their attack half as well. That was a pretty clean attack there towards the end that they were able to pull off there in round 7. So I'm actually not sure how long what we're rehearsing for.
Yeah, I don't know how long the rehearsal going to be, or if we're going to go a break, or what's going to happen. But we'll see. Maybe get some key from the admin a little bit, or from the producer, what's going on. But anyway,
I don't know.
We'll see what happens either way. So this is so far. Yeah, this is Last Dance's map pick. It's 3-3 at the half. For looking interesting enough, Joe winning their first attack. Maybe we'll go to maybe we'll have a attacker-sided Clubhouse, and we'll go to overtime. Maybe, or at least even Clubhouse.
Yeah, it can definitely honestly feel like this game could go either way. I'm not even gonna predict, because every time I predict things, it's a disaster.
Curse.
I predicted what did I predict? I think in the Canadian CL I said something like ridiculous.
I think we predicted honors versus.
I predicted the slats would just they were just gonna smoke honor. I was like, yeah, because I was listening to everyone else's hype train, bro. That's what happened. I was also with Uzumaki, and he predicted Blation would top 2 easy. What happened? My problem is I listen to everyone else. I'm just like, oh wow, they're nasty. Word? For real? And then I go with it. You can't do that. I'm done with it. I'm not predicting anything else. I'm not Caliber Jacob. I'm not gonna try to be. I'm done predicting. I'm never predicting anything else. Don't expect it from me. Don't ask of me. Okay? I'm done.
What if CGG asked you for prediction though for the
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And you know what?
It's just a question mark.
I would be the guy who says it's a draw in a best of 3
what?
somehow.
It's a best of 3.
Yeah.
You can't have a draw.
Yeah, I'm putting down both teams because this game is too freaking unpredictable. You don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Someone could cough and flick and miss, and that changes the whole game. I just don't like predicting, because then I become the antagonist too. Everyone's like, well, you predicted this, you big dummy. Why are you sleeping on us? Why are you sleeping on us? Why are you sleeping on my team, bro? You don't think we're good? For real? We're all right. Everybody gets mad over predictions. I'm done with that. So we're not predicting. We're gonna talk about. I guess it's just
I was like, could you predict the Ape Coast or Beast Coast? Almost Ape Coast. Beast Coast versus Ape.
Ape Coast.
Ape Coast.
That sounds like a Ape Coast. This sounds like a Monkey Island or something. 8 Coast.
Yeah, but you predict that game. That game was so close. I don't think anybody could have predicted how close the game was going to be.
I think that one was just like this one's going to be. It's just kind of it's neither here nor there. It's very competitive. This game's very competitive. You only get one shot. That's it. This is not really one of those games. This
is the winner's bracket. Once you leave the winner's bracket, you ain't come back.
Yeah, I guess in that regard it is. But it's kind of crazy. I guess we're not talking about predicting. We're talking about just kind of how it is. It's kind of crazy. We're looking at Joe, who is like a top 14 in season 11, was I want to say decently placing team.
They were middle pack. Yeah, they were middle
stage
pack.
1. Yeah, it's like to see them in a position now where they've fallen all the way to potentially being in a relegation zone, it stinks. And for the last dance, you literally just won stage 1 and you could be in a relegation zone as well. It's definitely heartbreaking,
really
to say the least, for both of these teams. And that's why, I mean, who the heck wants to be 7th and 8th? That's why winning this one is critical. And we're going to be jumping right back into it, thankfully.
All right, round 8. Just had the round win from Joe Esports. On to the next D from TLD. They go Gym and Bedroom for the second one rather than going to CCTV and Cash.
Yeah, Gym and Bedroom, and I imagine Castle is going to get his fancy pants 6th into this. Or not. Maybe not. Just kidding. No Castle. They don't need Castle. Castle is overrated.
They need a Goyo,
Just kidding. They need a Goyo, though. Spades rocking the Goyo. And I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy, at least back when Goyo had 3 shields, we've seen a lot of strategies where Goyo's, that master bedroom especially, can it's nightmarish fighting in from those windows into that tight corridor that's master bedroom. And you're faced with about 600 Goyo shields. It's something that's the work of nightmares. And Kilo, Kilo also has a shield, so that's 3 shields that could potentially go down there depending on where he puts his. And yeah, Spades is going to put that to deny one of the default plans you'll see usually behind that little flipped over thing.
Is Kilo going to put his inside the hall and face the jacuzzi, or where's he going to put his?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. You want to predict where he puts it?
I'm gonna say he's gonna have it facing jacuzzi like UGC, unless he wants to put it in Cash.
I like predictions like that where it's harmless and no one's good.
Very harmless. But it looks like they're actually holding Cash for a longer play rather than trying to hold server like we saw from the side of Joe.
Yep. And Joe, there's no bandit, or rather with last dance. Unlike Joe, there's no bandit, and Joe's gonna have a pretty easy time of just getting this wall open and setting it up. There is a mute, but of course there is Thatcher, so that's just an instant counterplay that's going to come out and likely make this one easy. England here. Disregard his troll name. He's not going to get me to say it again. You know why he changed his name to that? So he can watch the thing back and hear people. Because I can't resist. My eyeballs see. And in my mouth
I had that problem in T3 when someone made a crazy username and I said it, or a clever username, and I said it by accident and I screwed myself over. I'm not doing it again. Yeah,
like England should get a whooping for this.
You gotta talk to him after the game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So that guy's name's actually ridiculous. Okay, so Wimpy, there's actually, that wall actually wasn't reinforced. They're just going to be able to open this and hold that server window cross rather easily, and depends on who's going to be assigned that duty and whether Joe actually wants to just push this out. Looks like the Wimpy is playing for real. He has pulled the pin on a grenade and he is going to kill someone. That's Young, who gets eliminated in Cash, and now the defenders are locked out of there effectively thanks to the crossfire setup. So now that Cash hold rapidly became disastrous, and Joe made short work of that.
That was perfect timing. He was trying to impact trick the X Kairos and throws a great perfect timing right over that same wall and kills them. Great work from Wimpy to start us off with the first kill. And again, it seems like, this is the more difficult side to hold, so we're expecting for Joe to win this out, but we'll see what happens. We still are 45. It's not that big of a lead here. Then we'll see if they can control logistics and what they make of this play. But there it is, another kill for the other side, though. TLD fight back. We Benji to go down by Butters. And some long angles created here from Cash. You see, sludging that wall would be trying to find angle on somebody inside of Jim, or somebody trying to peek over the bed, but nobody's there for the most of the defenders are waiting for that rotate through logistics, or if they go jacuzzi.
And it doesn't look like a jacuzzi push is coming at a timely manner. So this is probably just going to be a lot like what we saw from the last dance, just ascend through the construction door and an attempt to push through logistics, though that little rotate hole that the defense had set up is not ideal. So this is just windows and doors, and unfortunately for Butters, that's gonna be one of the windows is gonna be what he falls victim to. And who am I here in a, oh my god, it's a game of inches. I say it daily. Kilo could literally, Kilo is an inch from getting his toes shredded, his new Jordans ripped up, and now Wimpy and Rethinking are gonna try to trade Spades off this door. It's effectively, oh my god, Doodle and Spades are both holding that door, so it's just going to be a trade fiesta here in the final 10 seconds. Kilo actually coming out on top on the player in the logistics hatch, and a C4 just comes flying in from God knows where. It's wet meat in sight, but wait, it's a TK. Wimpy just iced his teammate. Anti-climactic ending in the last dance, and a bed of fire, a sea of fire are able to just lock out Gym Bedroom.
I am 100% confused what just happened there, because they both had SMG 11s, so I thought the guy killed the other guy, but it was Wimpy apparently killing his teammate.
Yeah, that was. I don't think I've ever seen a round in that way.
That is entirely trippy. I wish I could
crazy,
see his. I need to see
right?
someone's point of view on that one.
Yeah, it's like this round's crazy. It's going back and forth.
Yeah, because you saw the
Young killed it
SMG-11
beastly,
on,
and then it's just like TK round over.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, because you saw the SMG-11 on Wimpy, or not Wimpy, on Doodle. So I was like, I thought Doodle was gonna get the kill. He got the last kill, but then it says Wimpy got the last kill. Like, wait, where?
Wait, what?
But either way,
just macked his teammate.
it was a really good start from Joe. They got that first kill over the wall as Doug was trying to impact straight. They got a great kill. Great work from them. There was no ADS there to deny that. So they pushed through logistics. They're losing fights though as they try to push through windows. They're trying to push logistics. They're losing fights, losing members, and it looked like it was gonna be a win for Joe. It really looked like it.
Looks like it, and honestly, the way that cash clear was done, it was nasty. It was clean, but it just ultimately meant nothing. And it's just a tumultuous ending there for Joe.
Yeah, that's a hurt to feel there. We got to figure out what happened there. We need to see something because that was crazy.
They're gonna have to work some new life into themselves though. It's a new site, new Joe. It's Cash. The first time The Last Dance is gonna pull it out. They opted to go Jim second, curiously enough. So this is gonna be the first time we've got Cash. And I mean, given The Last Dance had no trouble opening the walls and getting things done, that's the beauty of having Thatcher up. But it still came down to last minute executes just kind of faltering for The Last Dance. Other than Doodle going hero mode, sicko mode on that. Oh, Butters might walk into this player and do, oh my God.
Ooh.
I thought he was about to, but he didn't actually hit it. Wimpy didn't actually hit the window, so that's
He's
huge.
he's shooting with the well, it looks like it wasn't silenced, but it still was he was shooting it rather.
Yeah, you don't hear it because I want to say those windows. I don't think windows on Clubhouse have glass, so that's not really a thing. But on most maps, if you shoot the bottom like that, you're not gonna actually hear it because it's on the other side of the glass, which means you hear nothing.
But either way, like,
what?
On this 3-round thing, if they win this round, we're still in that same cycle we saw from the last match when they run attack. Same thing. Oh, wow. But either way, Benji with a kill onto Spade to start us off. There goes the bandit who was playing on that wall, and the wall's not open.
Yeah, so what the heck angle?
Yeah, I don't know what
Zofia just hit.
I think they opened the wall and just started firing through it.
Yeah, that'll do it. There it is. That happens. I think he may have been Zostan as well, potentially. I don't know. It was kind of zoomed out, but yeah, that happens a lot to bandits that stick around too much. And fortunately for Spades, he was in the wrong. He picked the wrong town. There was only enough room in the server room for one person. So, and it's not Spades. So Spades is dead, and it's a 4v5 for The Last Dance to start, and Young's still holding down rafters, and construction hasn't necessarily been encroached upon yet. Butter's still playing a roam into construction, meaning that honestly, there's not really going to be a pinch coming out from Joe unless some kills start happening and happening quickly as we're approaching the 1 minute mark. And again, just this server wall opened, not much else.
Yeah, a minute left. There's not much. Are they going to rotate? I'm assuming players are going to rotate either garage or to construction, but I have no clue where the rest of the attackers are. Looks like Rethinking's coming from that direction, so it should be a play through construction. But a small angle. Butter sees the head of BC. BC unfortunately does not see Butters whatsoever, so he'll lose his life. And that's a trade back. He goes with Thatcher, which you may or may not need, but it doesn't matter. Actually, got the spot open anyway. So at this point now, they have a way into sight. Actually, the impact trick does come through. So those Habana holes, those like Skyros were scattered all around. So that's not a hole you can actually walk through.
Yeah, there's definitely some quotations around wall is opened there. Open enough for Wimpy to throw a grenade and light Butters by 70, but it's not enough to kill him. And the minute that nade's grown or thrown, Butters is able to find a kill, and Kilo finds one as well. It's all falling apart for Joe. It's just Rethinking in England, and they do have time on their side. There's only 15 seconds. Rather, they don't have time on their side, actually, and it's just going to be a disaster. He finally gets the wall open, but where it can be walkable at least, but it's just it's too late. It's too little, too late.
Yeah, too much. There's not enough time left. It's kind of obvious. It's just up to Keeler just to peek at the right time around that green desk, and he does it perfectly. So allowing us to go to 5-4. TLD are down the lead, looking to maybe end this up. But we'll go through RX3 sites once more and see if it's different for Joe, as we'll probably go back to church, I'm assuming.
It's looking like I think I see a church there to the scoreboard,
like
and that's exactly where we're going.
That lineup looks like a church.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a roam again from The Last Dance. I mean, it worked well up until the end. I think Joe was able to kind of clutch that one out thanks to Wimpy kind of pulling up and just taking back control of the round after it was looking bleak there after clearing the roam. But Last Dance is going to run it back. They're going to try it again, and hopefully it's going to go well. I mean, if this is memory serving right, this is the same type of thing where I think the mute, but like I swear to you, the mute was on logistics.
Oh yeah, it's almost for no, it's a jacuzzi wall, right?
And he just opened it with the mute there.
I don't know if they thatched
there was not a thatcher.
It was not there or what, but yeah, it would pretty easily.
That was ridiculous. I almost have to watch the VOD back and see because
it's hard to tell from our view because we're top down. It's hard to tell.
The mute jammers have a little shimmer to them. You can see usually.
Does he have one on the wall right now? Or did
yeah, they look like a. Yeah, he placed one now, and if you look at it, I mean, it's there.
Oh, it's there. It is kind of far actually. You're right about that.
I mean, because he's putting it, and then it's like, his teammate's trying to reinforce. That's not his reinforcement, so it's like, it's just weird. Anyway. Looks like Joe is gonna, instead of going for dirt, we saw them go for dirt immediately. Is that a spawn peek with a shotgun?
What?
The slug rounds.
Did he 12 hit it and then just bust it open?
I have no idea what just happened to Wimpy, but he's probably.
Oh, Wimpy probably sledged it, I'm assuming, and then he was just there.
Yeah. Could you imagine if he just shotgun someone out of spawn, killed them?
That would be insane. But no, I'm assuming Wimpy sledges open like he did last time they were here. He's lying down underneath the window and just shotguns them as he's rappelling there. So good work from Butters to get rid of the sledge, and already a first good kill. So we want to see from a roam.
Man, you got to credit Doodle for the kill too. I mean, he placed the castle, right?
That's his
kill. So I mean, hey, England's gonna start this wall now, and there's definitely a gym here. And it's
you see it right there.
Definitely not going to go off.
See
what?
It has to be a Thatcher. There has to be a Thatcher disabling that.
I have to be losing my mind, right?
Disabling that.
I have to be losing my mind, right?
There has to be a Thatcher disabling that.
Because it's like he literally just gets it. Like there's no effort. He just did it. Where is it? Where's Beastly at? We need closure.
But that's.
What is this? I know it's October. I know it's spooky time. But what the?
There had to be a Thatcher.
There had to be an MP that
just threw it on the roof. You just didn't see it.
Yeah, because. Anyway, maybe I'm just losing it. I fully accept that I'm losing it. I admit it. The attackers here in a man disadvantage, though. Of course, Wimpy was blasted off the window, and the defenders are still holding firm on this roam. BC's waiting on the cutoff, but these guys are still very much at large here on the third floor. The Mozzie actually dropping. No, Mozzie's still in gym, and he loses that fight to England. Kilo finds rethinking elsewhere, and once again for Joe, the wheels are falling off. This is looking like match point Last Dance. This roam is just too much for Joe to overcome, and it's. I mean, this is terrible, and it's just Butters again. The second kill up here on the third floor, and it's just Beastly now. He's gonna have to work miracles, and I don't know if he's a miracle worker. He's got Fortified.
He's fine. He can be a miracle worker. Come on, he can do it. Basically, there can't get anybody. No, it's Doodle to finish him off with the open. As you said, the Last Dance now on match point, winning round 10. It's looking pretty good here. Last Dance, you said we were kind of scared because this is their map pick, but not anymore.
Yeah, it's they've definitely come alive here, especially after that little rehost, little break. You got to pour water on their faces and slap, wake up. And then they've done just that. They've taken the lead back from Joe, and they've looking like they're just going to run away with it, at least for the time being. They've got, I believe, gym bedroom to go here now. Again, not bringing that castle, and they're just going to, it's honestly looking like a redo of the. A redo.
Assuming same spot, we see Young still in that same spot. I'm assuming he has an ADS by him this time. He's not going to get grenaded again. Yeah,
I mean, that's never good. You throw an impact and then you get greeted with an actual live grenade. That's never fun. And it's
oh hey, yeah, he put it in the hallway facing jacuzzi.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much harder the Last Dance is gonna hold that, or if they're just gonna let Joe do it, because Joe hasn't really had much intention of getting the. I don't think either team has put any actual oomph towards that jacuzzi wall whatsoever. It's just kind of been. I don't think it's been opened yet, other than when the site's basement and the mystery of the mute jam. I think it's a spectator thing. It doesn't show the little sparkling, which makes.
Yeah, I'm assuming you can't see the effects.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. So, yeah, it's other than those basement rounds though, I mean, it's pretty much just like. Nobody wants to deal with that wall, apparently. Nobody wants to deal with it. You don't see the Habana Thermite combo coming out. And honestly, I don't blame them. Usually that Bathroom wall, depending on the team you're playing against, people love to like impact trick it or throw C4s from the main stairs onto the thermite or the banas that are getting placed there, and the attack ends up stalling out. So pushing from cash is not a bad alternative. It just hasn't worked out for anybody yet. So they're gonna be doing it again.
Well, last round it was more of an issue because they were actually, it was close. It was a 2v2 at the end there, but I think Wimpy killed his teammate apparently. Something like that happened, which we didn't see.
Yeah, Wimpy just backstabbed. I think it was rethinking. Remember when I said rethinking was a true bro? He'll come and help you when you're struggling on your own. He'll literally run and save you. And Wimpy just gunned him down with no remorse. Just murdered him with the Mac. It's just truly disappointing for Wimpy. The disrespect towards his teammates. But he's gonna it's just gonna be deja vu again. He's gonna throw this nade over into cash and likely deal with Young. I don't know how many ADS, just one. Question marks? There's a one my disc in there.
It doesn't cover if he throws it right over the wall. So if he's trying to impact trick close to the wall, this ADS is gonna cover him.
Yeah, he's got a one my disc and
he's gonna magnet actually.
The ADS,
so the magnet will cover at least.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more insurance. We think he's gonna coordinate this upon Fellet with a grenade from Wimp. Where is it? It got caught in one my disc. Oh, what?
No, it did. What? What?
Young is probably just like, all right, man.
Wait.
I would kill to hear what Young. I would kill to hear what Young is just said there. I would have, because I could have sworn to you guys.
Grenade, because how did it not get caught? Butters down and engagement with the guys coming from cash as Young's again dead within the first, minute and a half though. So it's still easy wasting more time compared to the last time they played this, but it's still looking good for Joe so far.
Yeah, I mean, it also could be, maybe they disabled that magnet and it didn't show it.
Oh, yeah, so they,
possibly.
Actually, yeah, it was close to the wall, so they just gotta throw an EMP.
Yeah, it's probably like, bro. Young's like, come on, man. Just, no matter what he has, he just blows up.
All the time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rare sight. I think this is the first Thatcher up game I've seen that on a map like this, at least, in a while, where it actually matters to have a Thatcher. Usually, like, people leave them up on coastline. That's cool. A little pre-place from Doodle. Not really a camera that he could work with here. I mean, England's going for the Ash play as thermite below. He's not going to be able to get much out of that, and I'm not sure if he even got the jacuzzi wall either. If I'm not mistaken, he's just down there with the charges. Benji Mula absolutely eviscerated off the windows, and now the Last Dance has the lead, and they've got what looks to be a lot of comfort going here into this last round on Clubhouse. Joe's gonna have to work miracles here. They've got a lot of defenders and trench defenders to find. We think and drops the bomb. Butters finds two of them in logistics. They're not able to trade that whatsoever, and Doodle takes the last kill from Butters, but it is the Last Dance winning their map pick decisively, winning a comeback decisively, and they're gonna go up 1-up against Joe Esports.
What a great map from the Last Dance. We were looking kind of scared there because you saw, Joe winning their attacks when it turned the half at 3-3, making kind of seem like it was maybe gonna be a a balanced game, ready to go to a 6-6 at the half, but no, or at the end of regulation 6-6. But no, it's Last Dance bringing it back on their defense, showing why they picked Clubhouse for their map. And so, guys, we'll take a quick break before going to our second map of Cafe, which is Joe's pick. Will Joe be able to bring it back?
Whoa, timeout, Benny.
What?
We have replays this time.
Oh yeah, I forgot replays. Yeah, I keep
we have replays this time.
Well, this time we got replays to go over. We see some 6 shots from these players as they actually was a pretty crazy game. And I want to see that grenade though. I gotta feel bad for Young. I think if Young's heard the EMP, maybe he could have ran back, I guess.
Young's been getting blown up this whole time. It doesn't matter. Yeah. He probably doesn't care because he cares about winning.
Yeah, he probably knew it was gonna happen at that point. He's like, EMP went off. He's probably telling his team, "I'm gonna die, guys. Just."
Yeah, I'm dead. Like Young is like, if you ever Young's so like calm, it's just almost funny. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm dead. I would have loved to hear that one. And yeah, Benji Mula was kind of on an island. A lot of these defenses for Joe, and then we see Wimpy here on this this close angle. Just it's too much to overcome with the time crunch you're dealing with. And then, of course, the construction push that fell apart for the Last Dance on round 2 just...
Oh, yeah, shot from the other angle, yeah.
It basically gets, shot from 50 places. He's dying to stuff he can't even see. He's getting murdered. It's just not enough, though. His team is able to come back and make up for his misdirectional death. But
oh, yeah, he ran away from the grenade. Benji was stuck on that island, running from the grenade. He gets shot running away. Spade, good kill right there, too.
Just happens again and again. Benji Mula is just...
Oh, is this the headshot? Oh, the 2x. Yeah, the 2x. Sees the tip of his head.
Like, cut G. Doodle absolutely sent to cams. He couldn't even have imagined how he died. He was just like, wait, I'm dead.
Oh, and Spades gets choked out in the corner because he can't go anywhere.
Yeah, Spades just got choked out by Mike Tyson, the equivalent.
That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, and every time they got this ball open pretty easy.
Look at
every
that.
Time.
Look at how Beastly goes. Yeah. Wait, Beastly goes. Did I actually get it? Yeah, you did, man. You got it. But Wimpy had a lot of rounds like this, but it just seemed like it wasn't enough for Joe. Of course, this was around Doodle. Doodle just comes up the stairs. And has himself a two-piece McNugget. So yeah, it's just and once again the rafters.
There, yeah.
Killing. Blown up. Just.
Oh, and this is the grenade from him. Yeah, I'm assuming the ADS is too far, so this just blows Young up.
Yeah, Kilo. And running the MP5K with the reflex. I mean, Kilo is probably he's notorious for this at this point. He just loves the reflex.
Oh, even though the 1.5 plays Zofia with the reflex and the
yes, that is Kilo R6. That is him. That man does not run magnification unless it's Cali. Then he's down. But he just doesn't run 1.5s. He doesn't run 8cogs. He runs reflex.
Only one X. Only reflex.
That's his swag. And honestly, I can't blame him. I think he has a CS:GO background, so you know how they are. He does. They have like 1x and then like ops, right? So it's like that's what he wants to use. I don't blame him. He drops his numbers. He's a key contributor for the Last Dance.
He has a good performance. You can't say anything to him.
Yeah, it's just yeah. So
it was disabled.
Yeah, it's like it flicked a little faster, but yeah.
They burned the ADS and they disabled the magnet. They blow them up. You can see 4 from Spades got blown the heck, and now there's a replays for that game map. We'll be going on to map 2 shortly after this break. Stay tuned.
Are we still here?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to day 2 of US Challenger League here in North American League. I'm Benny Al with Cookies, and we're on to map 2 between TLD, The Last Dance, and Joe Esports.
This is map 2, and it's going to be Joe's pick. Honestly, it looked like Joe had themselves looked like they were going to steal that map from The Last Dance. The Last Dance took that tactical rehost and ran with it. They absolutely did not lose a round after that rehost. They dominated. They took it, ran with it.
It's kind of scary after looking at that first attacking round from Joe. We're like, oh, are they gonna come back? About to see a comeback here?
Yeah, I mean, Joe just kind of the wind was taking out of their sails, and it didn't work out for them ultimately. The upset attempt was thwarted and stopped in its tracks by The Last Dance. Now, it's a different story here. I think we're going into a map where maybe Joe, like I said, it's Joe's pick. They're gonna have a chance to potentially not get O2'd here, but I don't know. The magic today is, a 3-map series, so I'm hoping for 3 maps, but they're gonna have to work for it. They're gonna have to earn it. They're gonna have
hoping
to
to
fight.
see that map. So you're hoping to see it go to Coastline, but we'll see what happens though. As Cafe, we're gonna see, of course, Last Dance on defense first, as it is Joe's map pick. So I'm assuming Last Dance have the map choice or picked side choice. I'm assuming they picked defense. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm assuming so too. Now, the question is, what the heck did they pick? I was not informed.
I think it was on the map screen. Probably just didn't look at it when they showed the map Vance.
Imagine me paying attention to that. Are you crazy? Imagine me paying attention to something like you're funny. You're funny. So
I'd ask for it again, but they're getting ready for the game, so I can't ask for them to replay it.
We'll see soon enough.
We'll see when the game match starts.
We'll see here in about 0.2 seconds who is starting where, because God forbid I write it down. God forbid I write down that of all things. So
what do you write down?
I write down exactly how many times someone has lost their drone in a round.
Oh, that must be a lot. But yeah, Last Dance on defense and Joe Esports on attack. So I was right. It makes sense.
Right on.
Right on.
Got Last Dance. What the heck is going to be banned? They get to start defense. They ban the first attacker, and that first attacker is going to be Thatcher. Wow, what a
Thatcher,
surprise.
wow.
Happy birthday, Thatcher. You've been banned for the 900th time. How does it feel? He's not going to be playing this game. We aren't going to be having any confusion with disabled gadgets. Not this game. Mav's going to be gone as well.
We feel. We were like, wait, you can disable gadgets?
this Mav ban is peculiar. If it's anything like any other game, if it's like any other game where Thatcher and Mav are banned, this one is going to be defender sided. And does Joe have the mental fortitude to recover from a potentially daunting attack half? I remember at least when Joe had this is pretty much last time.
Now.
The last time I saw Joe on a stream, it was a lot of Mav plays coming out for someone like Clicks, which they don't have anymore. And that's obviously not going to be happening in this game. The Mira and Maestro being taken out as well. It's definitely not impossible. Like you said, there's Ace. There are, this map has breakable floors. You can break it with little breaky things. Like operators can blow stuff up in this game.
You mean Buck?
Yeah, which we probably won't see because Buck is extinct.
I've never seen Joe play Buck when we recast them before.
Yeah, they were allergic to it.
Ironically,
I think that was against Vanquish, which England, aka Wet Meat, used to play on. So
that's true too. That game was actually pretty interesting.
That was a great game. But
that was a banger game.
Enough blast from the past. We're gonna see Valkyrie. I think a rare Valkyrie, because Valkyrie's been banned a lot of our games today. We're gonna be seeing a rare Valkyrie coming out from Kilo, and you know what he's gonna be rocking on that MPX. I don't even think I have to say it. It starts with an R and ends with X. He's gonna be running the reflex on the MPX, and he's gonna be a demon.
Running 1.5. It's like whoa, what?
Yeah, wait, he's cheating. How does he have that? Yeah, could you imagine? He just spawns with that.
But either way, it's funny they would sacrifice the Melusi for the Valkyrie too. But I guess it's interesting to see maybe the intel will be that much stronger for them to play aggressive on this site, because this site can be stifling. It can be very claustrophobic on this site, playing stick to your corners away from the push piano or the push bar or whatever it is.
Especially this site. You see this site's actually becoming more and more instinct. A lot of people just opting for the second floor instead because it's not as did you say claustrophobic? Is that free flowing? Yeah, it's just people are just not preferring this site as much for reasons.
It's just way too constrictive at times. And there's so much you kind of understand you can predict because they play the site.
And I mean, it looks like Last Dance doesn't feel that way because they playing it. It's their first crack at it too. Of course, that Thatcher map ban not going to be the end of the world when you can just rip off these windows and get rid of any wall denial, which does not actually exist for the Last Dance. So they're just going to be able to, assuming they actually get into Christmas and are able to find the Valk Cam and not get swung on, they should be able to actually work these walls. Just kidding. These walls are already pre-opened. The freezer wall already opened. Doodle hiding behind a shield there. And Young playing the pixel corner with the shield of his own. We've seen this play out in many different adaptations, many different combinations, but it's ultimately the same tale. You're going to have shields, and you're going to be playing behind them, waiting for the attackers to cross into that little crossfire once you open that red stairs wall. And it looks like Joe is already just sending the farm on these shields. There are actually 3 different shields there staring.
They got rid of one, but they already wasted 2 concussions in 1 impact. And I think they used some flashes. Right? Yeah, they used the flashes of Whitby too. So that means they're already running a utility. Can they get rid of the rest of the shield? Doodle and Young taking a lot of damage though. Looks like they're taking fire from the fire. Oh, they're taking damage from the fire of the Vulcan shield in bathroom. Beastie is the first kill on the Butters though. I don't know exactly where that was, but that's a good kill to start us off for Joe.
Likely off for Repel if it's Nomad, I imagine. Mr. Wimp is actually on Ash. I like to see that one. It looks like there's a player below as well, Spades, who's just begging for a fight, begging to get killed by that Team Empire Ash.
I think he was trying to C4 him, but he C4'd the hatch instead.
Yeah, just because there was a Valk Cam in Christmas. I did see that. So there are likely things coming out on that Ash that Spades was trying to make plays off of. But unfortunately, no one from The Last Dance is able to actually capitalize off this information. There's 100% information being traded, and it's just not working out for them. Rethinking is working that cocktail repel, and that is probably the most clean flawless round I've seen on Cafe in a minute. Joe didn't lose anyone and did not struggle with that shield strategy whatsoever.
Yeah, they use the utility quite well to deal with the shield, the Vulcan shield inside the bathroom, and the Vulcan shield inside Pixel. That Vulcan shield inside the bathroom actually did damage to his teammates too because it exploded. And really losing members left and right, trying to go through both freezer and bathroom. You saw that, I think it was Doodle went down, Young gets killed from there. Back and forth. Spades trying to go from below to C4 one of the members, but C4 is the hash instead. So a lot of attempts to try and deal with this aggression, just not working out.
It's one of those things. It's like Valk Cam, you live and die by it. Sometimes people, you see some people running around on a Valk Cam, you're like, oh man, these are freebies here, left, right, up, down, center, and you end up being the freebie because they're waiting for it. They're ready for you. And it looked like, Joe quite literally shut down every single peak that was coming off of that Valk Cam in Christmas. And it just totally worked against Last Dance. They're going to bring it out again. Hopefully going to play a little more passively. We see that northern wall on that red carpet hallway has been made rotatable so that assuming Joe Esports comes from above, which, let's look at their operators. They're probably going to come from above. They're going to have somewhere to rotate to, somewhere to play the site from without being totally, boxed in like a packaged salmon at the local fish market. They're going to have something to rotate out of and play. We'd probably see that freezer wall open up as well. I wasn't able to catch that one. But usually that's pretty standard as well for the same reason. So
yeah, it looks to be usually that extended horizontal roam we usually see on this side. That's usually why people play this side. The horizontal roam, make sure to try to waste time if they try to go for that vertical play because they're not going to find anybody to shoot from above. And more than anything, we'll see exactly how the Last Dance deal with any vertical play, or if Joe goes to vertical play, do they understand how they're playing this style horizontally and maybe just go straight for Bakery? Because nobody's playing Bakery. There's no players in Bakery. There's no hold in VIP either. And already
kind of what they're doing. They're just gonna go Bakery. It doesn't look like there's a top floor clear. It is very much isolated from that breaching going on. They felt like they could just take that. And yeah, honestly, one of the ways you can deal with this horizontal stuff is to just go horizontal yourself. But again, this player in coat has an angle into sight. Young could technically rotate. He doesn't have to play VIP so hard. He can play and rotate that long haul as well. So it's interesting. If you're Joe, you've got a lot to contend with that isn't necessarily the site. And since you're not pushing from above, it's opening opportunities for someone like Butters here. He can actually just open 4 holes here and make it even harder. So as long as Butters doesn't get roasted off his own angle, it's likely this is, it's looking like it because Beastly hit a scalp earlier. He's going for
he
it
can do it
again. I mean, he can hit those.
Hey, he's
Benji
waiting
Mullis,
for it. But this is a cheeky
Mullis-
angle too from Spades.
Yeah, Benji Mullis worked his way into the small bakery, and yeah, you're right. The Spades here has him dialed in. As Beastly is indeed taking a lot of damage from Bullet. Oh my god, he just got the soul swung out of him. Wet Meat is absolutely evaporated. Butter's struggling to peek this angle again. Beastly just tunnel visioned on it, but Spades has been a absolute monster on these bullet holes, absolutely punishing Joe for going for such a tunnel push, not pushing above out and not dealing with them in Butters finally.
Said it.
Yeah, Butters just kept poking the line, you get bit. You mess with the beast, you get the beast.
You do, but now a 4v2.
Yeah, I mean, Butters probably confident in his teammates that they haven't, but Young, oh my lord, the 1.5 working out for Young as he actually got help from Kilo though and Coat. I think Young was actually about to get deleted there. Kilo helped him. So it's a 1-on-4 for Beastly, and I feel like I've sung this song before. He's gonna have to find 4. He's gonna have to work a miracle. Do you believe in miracles?
Do you
No,
believe
I don't.
in? Nope, he's done.
Spades finds his 3rd. And Last Dance punishing, I mean, the fact that Joe just didn't even attempt to take much other than Bakery, it's just a little difficult to work.
Like, they could have joined out a VIP and went for a VIP take into Freezer, at least create more angles to deal with. Especially Spades, he's playing the angle from Bar. It's interesting nobody came from VIP or from Booth Window to try and deal with that. If they joined him out, maybe they couldn't join him out. They didn't know he was there.
Yeah, I don't even think they ever actually got like the main wall itself because it was electroclad, and it's quite difficult to get that one off if you don't go above. So he just opened the cake wall there, and other than that, not much actually happened for them. They just kind of opened that wall and died at that wall and died to Spades on bullet holes. So
pretty much.
It's going to be the first time we're going to the second floor here. It's going to be reading fireplace, not reading mining. We see reading mining more commonly these days, but it's going to be reading fireplace because these guys love a nice warm fire, even though there's no actual fire in the fireplace in this map, which is one of the most disappointing things ever.
Top-down rows you always see. No mirror available though, as mirror is banned. So, but either way, they're going to hold down this fort just like if they were playing upstairs.
Yes, sir. And we've got no Goyle either. It's just going to be a singular shield from Young. We're not gonna have a pod of shield. Just
3 C4s though.
Just one shield. A lot of C4s, a lot of intel from the Valkyrie and Pulse. And Spades, like I talked about on map 1, this man. Going back to when I used to play against Spades, I had at least one round every attack half where I would just die to a random C4 from this man. He's always opportunistic about that. That's like Spades is actually one of the most iconic pulses other than Canadian.
I don't think he spawns Doc anymore.
Kilo is gonna
spawn Doc.
Kilo's gonna go for it. I mean, he is gonna get Z-pinged and deleted off face of the earth. There's no way. Okay, he's probably gonna run out the window shot. No, he's going to stay there.
Oh, there now he's leaving. Oh wait, the run out those.
Yeah, there you go. Spades. Yeah, Spades. That's literally his bread and butter. I'm surprised it took so long for us to see it. Spades on Pulse is something. The man is an opportunistic pick master when it comes to something like Pulse or Valkyrie on the roam like this.
Ace too, which I guess didn't want to need ace, but it would be nice for the reading wall too as well. Depends how they need this play out, but it would be nice to have an ace for the reading wall. Unless no Spades gets another kill. Already thinking it was the window was slightly open. Nice kill though, fantastic shots.
I mean that is vintage Spades. That is Spades.dg, right?
That could have been a Valkyrie as well outside on the building adjacent.
Yeah, he's just nasty with it. It makes the UMP look like easy mode. And now it's easy mode first team. They're up 2 men here, and Beastly is effectively just a dead man walking. You've just got Wimpy and Benji Mulu who can actually take face fights on most of these defenders, given the amount of high damage or high rate of fire weapons available to defenders right now. It is not looking ideal for Wimpy. Beastly's worked his way onto I believe the fireplace window, but that's not going to do much against the Last Dance here. They're pretty entrenched and they have no reason to throw away this advantage. This is pretty much their round to lose.
Yeah, at this point they're kind of trying to make their way downstairs. C4 thrown out by the mute of Doodle. Doesn't find anybody though, as Wimpy trying to make through, but he's actually opened up red stairs, and there's Spades to go down to Benji. I don't know if he knew he was there even, but that was a really good impact in the perfect place. Flashes thrown into the train room, trying to find and get rid of Doodle, who's playing in there. Beastly pushes in. Wimpy behind him. Let's see if they can figure it out. And this looks like at that point, Doodle's pushed back onto site. Looks like there's a bullet hole or a punch hole by Butters trying to look through the fireplace, but actually he'll get shot on by Beastly, who may have spotted out that same hole. He shoots through it into 90 though. He'll find Wimpy coming through 90. And that points though, Benji takes a lot of shots, and there's another shot. Butters gets 2 more. Or 2 onto the board, not 2 more, but 2 off for this round. And now it's out to Benji versus 3 other members of TLD. He's gonna try to make his way through 90, but Young has got a great position above him. He's waiting for a chance to jump down and drop on his prey. And yeah, there it is. Young jumps down from the balcony. He'll finish off Benji in his last dance to take another round.
He's been just highlighted by Spades, just absolutely making that a very low percentage chance to win from the jump. That's his specialty. That's his signature move, the pulse, the shades, and he does it. Cool man. And he's gonna propel his team to a early lead here. Question is, are they gonna go back to that second floor, or are they gonna head to the 3rd floor again? And it looks like, yeah, they're just going to, they're gonna go back to that bar. They're gonna run it back. That's the only round they've lost. And it was as nasty as it gets. That was a clean round from Joe, and it was their only win. And TLD's going to run it back with a different mindset. No Goyo. Looked like they were going to show a clash there for a moment. They've changed their minds, which is a great thing about 6-bit. You can change your mind. They changed their minds, and they're not going to play as heavily into that, the shield strategy. In fact, I see not 1, not 2, but 3 C4s.
Yeah,
coming
out.
out.
C4s. It seems like they're probably maybe trying just to make sure freezer and bathroom they can open up, have Spades on that Kaid, and you can place the Kaid, those electric claws pretty clever. The place where it's hard to get rid of, go between the walls, stuff like that. So I'm expecting they're going to try and keep that freezer wall as closed for as long as possible.
Yeah, and given the bans, that is very possible indeed. There's not a Twitch or anything, a wild Twitch that someone like Butters was running last week. Not going to happen. So it is possible to get rid of the electrical via the skylight, but given most teams are actually going to probably put it in the cubby in the bathroom where you can't actually get it, especially considering that extended range. Ooh, that's a camera. I think they probably saw him. But I think Kilo's going to run out anyway. I think that's his plan. He got detected, so then they come to shoot it. He's going to run out. And
jump out the white window? Oh, it looks like he may be looking for a cheeky play out the white stairs window.
And that's the thing with that east balcony is once you're like on it, you've repelled up to it, you're committed. It's kind of like the balcony on the consulate. It's pretty hard to get off of that cleanly, especially if someone's actively looking to swing on you. So that could be a play that comes out later from Kilo. So Beastly is still very much outside. The rest of his team working that repel because they know that Benji, or rather Beastly, is watching their repel, and they have to repel here to clear the shield because there's not really a easier way to clear it. It's pretty hard to get down the red hatch. It would take too much time, so they're just clearing it from the windows. I like that from Joe, but there is a cam on Wimpy, and he knows it. He knows he's in a pickle, and there's going to be defenders rotating with C4s any second, most likely.
Yeah, it seems that anybody downstairs goes for it. Young gets the first kill on the Benji to start us off. First pick for TLD. Looks like they're trying to get rid of the shield. Picks it once more, but Whoopi's taking fight to someone in bar. And looks like Spades once more is below, waiting for a chance to throw that C4. Just like we saw that other round over there on this map or on the site. They couldn't get it off though because he blew up the hatch, and the hatch kind of got in the way from getting that kill to Wimpy. So let's see if this can be successful on that C4. We'll go for 1 for 2. Hopefully try to.
And Joe, other than their fallish round, it's been 2 opening deaths in a row for them that haven't gone their way. Of course, it is a defender-sided scenario, but oh wow, that's a revolver destruction C4 that's going to come out whenever they push into.
Oh, he's going to
Cigar,
shoot it and throw it.
Yeah, he's just going to, because he hasn't pre-opened it because it makes it obvious. Yeah. So he's going to shoot it and then go, just throw it in and delete somebody. Oh, really smart from Spades. But he's actually going to go for Wimpy because Wimpy's probably getting, there he goes. He's going to shoot it. Oh.
Did he see that?
Yeah, Wimpy saw it and there was no one home. Unfortunately for Spades, I mean, I like the idea of Spades. I like it. I respect it. He waited and then he opened it. That's genius. Exactly what you expect out of Spades. He's going to go and immediately take a fight on white stairs. Butters and Young waiting there. That's a ballsy peek to just swing in from the hallway. But
Wimpy
is going to push right into a wild Doodle who is holding a shotgun. He's actually going to crouch walk right past Doodle, who's taken out, actually. Wimpy's going to continue the crouch walk. Wimpy, 2 players are going to fall victim to the crouch walk of the year. There are cameras up. There's Valkyrie. He's still able to get away with that. But at the end of the day, it's still a 2 versus 2. Beastly's getting tagged up. Spades still in a power position here at the top of white stairs. And Butters as well, also near that white corridor. Spades is going to push around and find Wimpy. And Beastly, it's a 1-on-2 yet again. Beastly keeps finding himself last man alive. with only 7 seconds to go here and everything opened up around him. There's not much going in his favor. Revolver out from Spades, and he is going to absolutely disrespect Beastly and put a 44 in that cranium.
Oh, the big iron to the face. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's y'all remember. I mean, I don't know how many people here remember Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy and his revolver. He used to just disrespect. If you don't remember who that is, my gosh, I must be old. I must be old because he used to play for Flipside, who then became SK, who then became Dark Zero. He was one of the OGs.
One of the OGs, but yeah, that round.
You respect your OGs, Easy. If y'all know Easy Peasy is, look it up and respect your OGs. That's all I gotta say. Very Easy Peasy-esque there from Spades. So.
Well, that round was interesting because they were able to make their way into sight, but they weren't really able to do anything with it because they were able to evade and walk around those fortified walls. And they left that, that wall between bar and piano open, so they were able to walk through. But I think they came from White Stairs as well, though, so it was kind of a pinch coming from the attack, but it didn't really work out in their favor whatsoever.
Yeah, it was like a slow send. It was like I'm gonna push in.
It was close though. It was a 2v2 at the end.
And his team did too. I mean, it's just yeah, they just were unable to pinpoint the last two defenders there. Unfortunately, Spades hit him with the moves. He juked him out, and he was able to take out Wimpy after his initial torrent of murder and destruction.
His sneaky crouch play to get two players who were not aware of him inside a bar.
Yeah, so I mean, Joe.
Even though there was like a bunch of cams too, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I think there were also 5 players up for TLD, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, sometimes that happens where there's a little window where nobody's on the cams and he just goes for it. And there may have not been spotted on the dock. I mean, it happens. And ultimately, it didn't matter that it happened. TLD was able to lock it out anyway. So Joe, looking like they're going to be going for a top-down clear now. They've realized that just sitting at the bakery is not going to happen against Last Dance. You've got to make something. You've got to create some action on the other side of the map. That's exactly what they're doing. There won't be much resistance from Joe, or from Last Dance rather, as most of them are indeed downstairs playing horizontally. Spades wants all that smoke though. He's gonna go for a drone and potentially go for a player here on the red stairs. Looking like he's just trying to find a drone. He recognizes what kind of push is coming out from Joe, and he's just trying to provide some resistance.
Yeah. They're not gonna resist vertical play whatsoever, but I will say I see Young playing VIP this time though, so they're gonna be wary if they go down those white stairs and go for a play later on for that freezer, rather than maybe going for Baker. But still, Baker could be difficult to open. Of course, Spades with the electric claws is denying that opening of the wall into sight. So it's interesting to see where exactly Joe will take this. Again, of course, you see one player, Kilo, playing inside coach check. He has his help from player in person and bar, or a person inside of VIP, and C4 is being readied. Someone maybe on cam is waiting to call out when to throw C4 as one player goes down white stairs, and C4 first one placed out. No explosion, makes a peek placed, waiting for me rethinking to open a hole right near it.
Yeah, it's also like the sound cues. You can listen pretty well, even if there isn't a cam up there. You can just kind of listen for the thumping and the common channels where people like to run, and that's an easy, it's an easy read. It's an easy kill. You just kind of wait for the and someone's dead. Someone's gonna be on cams for the attack here, likely any second. That's 2 C4s. I like the odds for the Last Dance to at least get someone. No IQ to sniff out those C4s either. So at the very least, it's gonna make them reconsider how they're picking these 4 holes, which I like it. I like it from the Last Dance. But again, you've got this horizontal hold to contend with. There's players in Coat Check. There's players here in this bar, this first floor bar, rather. The bar that makes food. And you've got players playing your VIP to deny that freezer drop. So it's going to be difficult to just commit to a freezer drop. You've got to work some sort of pressure down the staircases, which is exactly what Wimpy is going to do. I think that was down the red stairs. Wimpy has spearheaded the push, and he's got another player to contend with, and honestly, only about 30 seconds. And oh my God, Spades just walks up to him. Wimpy definitely needs to change his underwear after that one. And that's the spearhead gone for Joe. The bullet hole's not working for Butters. That's rethinking, absolutely decimating him, but he's instantly traded. Beastly finding Spades as well, and suddenly the Last Dance, it's looking grim. It's Young. He's been able to 1v3 before. We've seen him do it in the past, but he is not in a position to do it. Benji Mula holding down the rotation with that M762, and it's going to be Joe finally seizing some momentum back. And man, that looked like a disaster for a moment there. Wimpy just run up on him.
That was a nail biter right there, boy.
Wimpy got pulled up on and just
he heard the sound. He's like, I heard you on cans, man. I heard you.
I know, he heard that click.
And deal with you.
He heard that click of the cams, so Spades clicked his gun. That's what
Yeah.
happened. I like it.
Boy, but man, they did that well though. They took fights on each stair, but they're able to win because they knew the VIP was the main point where you had Young with the shield, which is very difficult to deal with. But it's not as hard to deal with the guys, coming down brown stairs playing in bar, because the only thing in bar that defend them is that bar. It's shootable, it's penetrable too. As you saw, there was a bullet hole too, which he shot through.
Yeah, we usually see like players usually bullet holing it or punch holing it, and fortunately the punch hole just didn't work out for him. And honestly, kind of decided the round there, that little melee in the first floor bar, and it was just Joe coming out on top in their gunfights. Finally able to come out on top in them and, not fall victim to a first pick, which I think is also something to really take note of. And we're going to be seeing, speaking of that, Spade is rocking his pulse again. I talked about earlier, the man is a master of opening kills on pulse.
I'll see.
He's a master of opportunistic poke.
Like, what's the point of the Oryx here? That's my question.
And Oryx, he is absolutely going. What do you mean? What's the point? He's gonna wait in a corner behind a. I was gonna say a mute jammer, but he's gonna wait in a corner and he's gonna push someone over. That's what he's gonna do. I mean, to be honest with you, the way this site is laid out, the way the hatches are placed, honestly, you're probably not gonna get a lot of mileage out of an Oryx. Just to be completely real.
I think the only hatch maybe come up to the hatch here, but
is that
red maybe.
Yeah,
go back
that's
upstairs.
about it.
But it's not other than that, like he has to go for a flank. But he could be running out. He could be using the Oryx blade to run out on some repelling. Because that's why it's situated on the main door, because you can.
Yeah, Spades is pulsing it too. So, and there's a lot of players repelling over there actually.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
About
so it's
3 of
point
them.
To jump out the door.
And there we go. Doodle. Oh, it failed. It failed epically.
But there's at least trade by Butters, who's behind him on the main door. That's great trade at least, but I'm not sure if that's what you exactly wanted. No bans off the board. Butters takes a lot of damage.
That's pretty funny because it's like I honestly I would have loved to see Doodle just thumping 10 miles outside.
See it there because I wanted to see it rethinking how he got that kill. I love to see that kill.
Yeah, but fortunately, Doodle's disastrous play there does not work out. But it is ending in a trade, though. Butters was not able to get away unscathed. Literally a dead man walking. He's walking with a torn ACL right now. Butters, he's 1 HP, could literally die to a breath, a kiss from anyone. And it's not looking too good in that department for the defense, though they still have a lot of intel and they still have a Wild Young behind a shield. And he's going to be able to delay just a little bit longer, even though Butters was lit up. He did place his ADSs, and obviously Young's might just regenerate every 45 seconds. So he's going to be able to just kind of work there. And as longer Joe takes to clear this, the more powerful this position gets.
That's true, but it looks like they're trying to evade it maybe because you have players pushing through train. And actually, there's a read here trying to hold back stairs because Spades has been aggressive last time they played the site. So looks like there's some wariness from the players here, knowing that Spades could be lurking below. It looks like there's no drone work though. Unfortunately, they may have lost one at this point, so they're trying to, this is a lot of dry peeking here and pre-firing from Wimpy. Looks like that's caused Spades to drop his cardiac sensor. But Kilo with a kill on a Benji. Looks like Benji was trying to push upstairs. Actually, no, maybe from the hatch. I'm not sure where exactly got the kill, but that's not good to lose your members. And there's a great shot through the side of the shield. We think takes out Young. So there's the player, that Pixel, that will mildly get stronger as time goes on, is now out of there. The only player upstairs is going to be Kilo, left upstairs.
Wimpy's playing a dangerous one-on-one there with the Pulse. The Pulse has the information. Wimpy does not, because as you said, he is absolutely not getting droned. Wimpy actually finding Kilo. Looks like Wimpy came up the brown stairs and actually caught Kilo mid-flop, and he's going to catch Spades as well. I take it back. Wimpy, they're playing a dangerous game, trying to fight Wimpy, and now it's just a 1 HP Mantequilla, and he's going against 3 full HP attackers. Not ideal for Mr. Mantequilla, Mr. Butters. He's got some degree of patience here. He's going to use it. He finds one player, but that is not the diffuser man. England is actually planting in the other site, and Butters is not in any position to deny that. Rethinking holding this, and all Rethinking has to do is touch Butters, and he will be eliminated, and that's exactly what happens. Joey Sports winning their second in a row, and that, hey.
Dude, ending the habit 3-3.
Wimpy absolutely dismantled him. And Rethinking, of course, that nice shot on Young on the shield. That's a kill that honestly probably shouldn't have happened, but hey, Young was sticking that.
Rethinking getting the refrag at least onto, or getting the first kill, not refrag. He got the first kill onto the Oryx of Doodle, who was trying to make that crazy play.
Yeah, Young is a genius, right? He's got a big melon brain, and unfortunately that worked against him. His head stuck out too much, and he got his head blown off by Rethinking, and you hate to see it for Young. He was probably like, what the heck did I just die to? And You know that it is what it is.
It is
Unfortunately,
perspective, man. I guess he just didn't know. It's hard to tell sometimes. It really is.
Yeah,
It's very difficult to tell.
honestly, this is good for Jello. Like you said, that's 3 attack wins on a map like this. But now you've got to translate it to defense. In the Last Dance, I mean, we saw it was close first map, and then they began to just pull away over time as they were able to adjust to what they were experiencing mid-round. So if I'm Joe here, you know you had a moderately successful half here. You can't afford to let up, even though you have the favorable side here going into the latter half of the game.
Yeah, they can't take it down. They gotta keep themselves going. Can't be too complacent in what TLD brings to the table, because they also could be innovating to figure out how to play. We'll go upstairs to our first site, onto the 3rd floor here on Cocktail and Bar. And we've seen before, we've seen how constricted the site has been. It's been a painful site for TLD. Will it still be a painful site for Joe, as they didn't bring the Goyle, but they still bring that similar setup with that one shield?
Yep, we're seeing that one shield, and yeah, the Goyle not being there is kind of a key difference. They've kind of subbed it for a Melusi, and I mean, it's definitely going to still be an obstacle to push the Melusis on a map like this, where it's just a lot of narrow tunnels, a lot of pinch points, I'm gonna call them, pressure points, choke points.
Yeah, choke points.
I like pressure point. That sounds more epic.
Pressure points like on your body though.
It's the same concept. It's a pressure point, man. I like that word. It's more epic. So we're gonna be seeing Spades is gonna try to flash out these pressure points. Yeah, it's, I don't know actually.
Oh, I think it's in the bathroom. So there's not one for Benji, but there's one in the bathroom for this. I think for the smoke of England.
Yeah. So this is, honestly, he's in a predicament, Benji, and he's able to get out of there. I was about to say he was probably gonna die if he stayed there a little bit longer. So he's got out. Shield, I imagine, has been taken out by now, given the amount of utility that has been used by Spades. And Beastly nearly finding Doodle on that repel. Cheeky repel from Doodle is not going to pay out. It's actually cost him a high price of 20 HP.
Doodle remembers that from last map.
Yeah. When he got blasted.
Yeah, he got shotgunned when he opened the castle barricade.
Yeah, so he's still, this player's in the bathroom is still holding that angle. He's still holding this angle as aggressively as it gets, and I don't know if the attackers are going to anticipate this one. So when you peek this corner, you've got 2 spots to look at. And Wimpy's just going to go for it. Wimpy said, you only live once. He's going to swing out and take out Young. That's the Nomad, and he's going to be instantly humbled by Doodle, swinging back to avenge his fallen sloth. And now it's a 4-on-4, and they're still peeking off of this breach in the bathroom. Spades this time is going to be the victim of Benji Mula, and it's not looking good for the Last Dance. They still got Selma's to work with. They've got a breach in the freezer. They've got the smoke pinched in a position where they can take him out, but Doodle has no more grenades, and there's still a player covering from Cocktail. That's Benji Mula, who's going to find his second.
I would say maybe Butters had stuff flat out into his belt, but he's dead now. He's not available, so there goes that lifeline and both in all its entirety. So now at this point, the rest of the players, Kilo and Duo, are gonna make their way through these open holes that are definitely being covered. Beastly was below, maybe looking to C4 one of these players, but I don't know if Beastly's come back to site. We're still waiting for some kind of ping or some kind of info to throw a C4 on these players, Wet Meat or England. I said, oh my god. He throws a smoke right through the doorways, trying to deny them pushing in a bar, but they're going around through the new hash, going for the plant. Duo's trying to cover him, do bar. He's all around the corner, waiting for a player to push through. Rethinking, is that player pushing through? He has the kill onto Doodle though, so now it's just a 1v3, and no Kilo gets one. Doodle get refragged immediately by Rethinking. It's Joe Esports to win that first defense.
And unfortunately, the crouch walk in the middle of the bar does not work for Doodle as quite as well as it worked for Wimpy. Joe's going to take their first lead of the game. Or rather, just kidding. Second lead, they were up 1-0 on that bar site. That is false. So yeah, they are going to take the lead back. And Joe, I mean, that was just very interesting gunfights being taken just repeatedly off of that rotation hole that was opened up in the bathroom. And it's just, like, you know, I'm going to say it again, pressure point there in Cigar. It's too much to deal with. You've got to watch the main like angle. You can die from about 500 different things from the site when you walk into Cigar, and then you've got a wild Wimpy just swinging on you.
You gotta be careful. Have Jones ready for that information, so you get cut off guard like that. Because that
was bro. Everyone has to sit on their drone and just stare at it and waiting for them to swing. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that could have saved them, because short of maybe rappelling on the window, waiting for that swing, But I mean, we're gonna sit on rappel all around.
Yeah,
It's tough times sometimes. On
it's
this map.
difficult, man. It is difficult. Siege is a difficult game for timing and for just knowing what's happening. Information is everything. So we'll see how they go downstairs to the first defense for kitchen cooking for the last day. Oh, not for Joe. We'll see if they can keep on this roll and maybe win out this map and go to map 3.
Yeah, they've got to keep it going though. That's the catch. You've got to do this a bunch, and you've got to do it consistently. That one round was pretty clean. Wimpy's gonna have to continue swinging like that though. He's gonna have to keep shooting like that, and it's not impossible. Wimpy's definitely capable. Capable, and so is the rest of his team.
Hold.
Yeah, that's something you got to deal with as well. And I imagine last dance we see Spades is already headed for that rooftop so that he can descend upon the enemy from above with vertical pressure.
That sounds like Avian. Oh, but gets the first kill. On to Benji. So already one player inside of reading off the board. So one roamer all lonesome. So Benji was just kind of on his own reading.
Yeah, Butters, I don't know how in the world Butters got there so quickly, which is probably what Benji was thinking. He's probably like, holy crap, this Sophia just came after me, like, without hesitation. And it's looking like we're setting up for not a Baker take. It's going to be a white side take. And we've already invested Selmas in it. Likely going to use the rest of them on that freezer hatch, assuming they can actually get this electric claw off, which can be tricky given how it can be placed. So
it really depends. Are they going to be able to deal with the player in the VIP though? It looks like I think it's Beastly playing that shield in the VIP with 3 EDSs. It's probably going to be the biggest point of contention if they go to freezer.
Yeah, they're right now. It looks like they're kind of thinking about it. Kilo's headed. Yeah, Kilo's headed to this hatch like he's going to get it, but it's going to have to be it's gonna have to be a delicious grenade from Doodle, because that's
a that shield if the EDS is still on.
Because it maybe wasn't placed very well. That's the only thing that comes to mind, because there's a lot of ADSs there.
Yeah, like I don't understand how that shield's gone.
And VC's probably like, what the heck are you guys doing with my shield, bro? And he's just in a position now where he's got help from the brown stairs. That's the Kaid and Wimpy. But Last Dance could collapse upon him pretty quickly here, and it looks like, well, the ADSs are paying off. Not really. They had just started getting burned, and Spade is just going to win the gunfight straight up on Beastly. He has no problem using an R4C against the T5, and now it's just Wimpy and Rethinking, and they're both very much apart and separated. Wimpy's going to find Butters. Butters just kind of flying in there. But now he's isolated. The push is already starting through the site, and Doodle is still creating vertical pressure. He might find a player here near Kochek. That C4 nearly killing Doodle, lighting him to about 10 HP. But where's the final push going to go through at? We see Kilo finally working his way through the breach, but they are very concerned about that double door, which no one really has wraps on. Wimpy's just going to walk up. Rethinking's going to walk up as well. Wimpy's taken out, and Kilo just ices both of them with the AK-12. Somehow he covers himself. Who needs cover when you have an AK-12? What in the what? I didn't see that one.
I saw that. Like, wait, what?
I didn't catch that. I'm like, okay, the first player got fried. The second one just fat-fingered and is losing all composure.
All right, well, first of all, we had Benji playing and reading by himself. Gets caught off by Butters, who just somehow made his way into reading. I don't know if he opened the door from the northeast side and just walks in or what, but he's just somehow in reading all of a sudden. He just kills Benji. Second of all, if that shield inside VIP, even though there's 3 ADSs, gets destroyed. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how, because they had 3 ADSs. But oh well, it gets destroyed, leaving Beastly in a really big predicament as he tries to take a fight with Beastly, or he tries to take a fight with the Ash of Spades, and the R4C isn't going to lose that fight.
And Beastly is just like, man, like I would love it if my ADSs worked.
Oh.
And yeah, that's just terrible. So looks like both teams are gonna take their turn rehosting for this series. Last Dance had their timeout last map, and it looks like
well, they just gonna leave, or they did. Oh, all right, rehost confirmed, guys. Back to our lovely faces. Hello, Cookies.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You know, just my third rehost of the day. I'm doing great. I mean, I'm sure Joe has felt better because someone is having a technical conundrum.
Yep,
which
that's
is
the rehost
disrupting.
to get rid of that technical conundrum.
Yeah, I mean, the last time the Last Dance got themselves a rehost, they gathered themselves during the rehost. So if I'm Joe here, it's like, well, doggone, why stop the game? You know, because it's a vibe killer. You know, as
It
much
is
as
about
it is for
kills.
us,
It's a mental killer.
you're
They, you know,
you're gonna have to sit now and wait for the lobby to get started up. You're not gonna be able to hunt or nothing. You're only gonna be able to talk it out. And honestly, the Last Dance, I mean, like I said, when there was rehost and that happened, and it was a talk it out situation, the Last Dance was able to just run off
because it was that time.
multiple
It was
rounds.
4-3 in the Joe was in the lead on Clubhouse when they made that timeout. So it's definitely a good time to just talk it out and see if they can, take back that momentum. As we just saw TLD take a round on attack on Cafe, so could be the same effect.
And convincing around there. I mean, of course, the player. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We saw the guy click onto his camera. You know, I've had it happen to me too. I'm notorious for the panic knife at USN. You know, sometimes your buttons are just too close. So regardless, though, we are going to rehost, or we're going to have a rehost, and we're going to take a break during that rehost, so you don't have to listen to us talk for 10 years. So
10 more years.
Cue the epic outro.
See you in a
music.
little bit. I'm assuming
No,
it
it
was
was
like
Beastly.
above red stairs.
It was Beastly just near red stairs. And Butters has actually worked himself outside the border of the site, and he is dead too. So the stairway entry was an absolute failure for the Last Dance.
I think the whole crouch, the sneaking thing isn't working anymore.
Yeah, it's a little hard to sneak on Zofia. She's a little loud compared to
BC
Ash.
with the cardiac sensor as well.
Yeah, and Ash has a heart. You know, unlike what people seem to believe, Ash has feelings and she has a heart. So she is detectable on that heartbeat detector, which means Beastly saw her coming and Beastly dealt with it swiftly, rethinking also humbling Butters on that white stairs. So now, if you're the Last Dance, you got some questions that need to be answered. Beastly's might get a double. No, he's just going to get a double 20 HP, not even 15 HP of damage worth per player, which is, hey, he's going to get 2 assists for that, I imagine. So shout out to Beastly.
I think he was walking away, maybe white stairs, but there's also a drone at white stairs, so maybe that's not going to work out for him. As Kilo's now outside, there's 2 members upstairs on that 3rd floor. They're going to go to work and try to find any members they can with that vertical play. Is anybody still upstairs on that top floor hold, though? I believe not. I believe most of all defenders have returned back to sites, even though it's a 5v3 with most of the defenders, or all the defenders, still alive. But, you know, take it easy. Don't take it too crazy, even though Joe's been aggressive every single round so far.
Yeah, Joe has no reason to toss this advantage away. They can just kind of chill out. England here holding this vertical angle with the shotgun. Anyone who tries to peek that one is going to be sent to the Shadow Realm. That's an awkward angle to peek against a shotgun. So it's not looking good for the Last Dance. And they could potentially use this round to kind of talk it out. But honestly, really, what can you do here? It's such an early man disadvantage. 2 key players as well. And it's looking like, barring an absolute throw of a century, Joe should be able to lock one out. Just kidding. The throw of the century is starting. Kilo has managed to find 2 players, and Young has managed to work his way into sight as well with the diffuser. So this could be the throw of a century that I just insinuated. The Goyo, though, lurking nearby. That's Wimpy. He's near the closet. Wimpy could go huge here. No one seems to have a clue where he is. Rethinking taken out by Doodle. So unless Wimpy actually manages to go huge here, he's going to go above. Wimpy's going to go for the vertical pressure. There are 4 holes on Young, but Young's going to start this plant. Young's going to stick it, and it's going to be a 2 versus 1. The pistol not accurate enough from Wimpy, and my goodness, Joe, how in God's name did you just toss that one away? Wimpy now in a 1-on-2 post plant. It's already a third of the way ticked down. HP is not looking too good for the ace of Kilo, but my lord, Wimpy is probably beside himself. What in the world can he do here? He's already rapidly running out of time. I'm nearly downing the player to the site. That's Kilo, but no, it actually wasn't a site. It was a pillar. But yeah, Kilo finishing him off, and I'm sorry, I jinxed it. I said Joe would have to do the throw of the year, and they just did.
It happened.
They just did.
Kilo walks into the site and takes out 2. It was such a good start because Beastly and Rethinking, they had those stairs on lock. They got those kills, but then somehow coming from upstairs, they made enough vertical holes to push most of the defenders in different places, allowing for the guys to walk into reading from that main door, take fights, and gain control of reading.
I am in disbelief, and that's a backbreaker. If Joe is able to, Joe has got to mentally, you have to hit the namaste right now, because I know emotions are high, Joe. You've got to relax and take this round back. I don't know how you managed that.
Maybe they should have been aggressive.
I don't know, maybe, because they were almost aggressively passive there. I mean, which I don't blame them. It's just like, holy crap, I don't even know how they got in there. How did they just
walked in? Like
Kilo just walked in with the
floor,
AK.
So they couldn't stay inside of reading anymore.
I mean, Kilo is playing Grand Theft Auto. The rest of them are just playing, like, I don't know, table chess or something.
Tabletop simulator.
Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of whatever and chilling in the reading room, reading a book. And everyone else is, Kilo's playing Grand Theft Auto. He ran in there and gunned down the library. And that's literally what just happened. I don't know how in the world he got away with it, but he did. Kilo with the 4K McNugget, and now Joe has got to recover. Joe has got to recover emotionally, or this is going to go out of control quickly.
Yeah, just mentally, the momentum's all in the favor of TLD. Of course, there's no actual in-game momentum because rounds reset, nothing. There's no economy or anything. But mental-wise, dude, TLD's on a heater now. Especially Kilo. Kilo's probably very happy with himself. Yeah,
Kilo's probably about to entry with ace or something because of how high he's going. And ironically enough, I think he You know, I was talking about he loves reflexes. This man had a 2x on that. So
I told you.
I think Murdy corrected me in chat. His ex teammate said Kilo likes to run all the sides, so the reflex is just one of those things. He, you know, when he does run, he runs it. It's like Murder runs it. Like, anyway, Spades has lurked his way into reading, which has been a testament of what Last Dance has been doing. They've kind of worked their way into the building rapidly, whether it's Butters or Spades, and they're going to continue doing so. This is going to be a White Stairs East Windows take, and ironically enough, there's no Buck. Usually we see Buck to make this happen. It's just going to be Ash charges and Zofia charges from below, it looks like, and floor nades. So
unless he wants to get out of the bookshelf and slam it.
Yeah, I mean, unless he wants to take his hammer, however heavy that hammer is, and yeet it up at the floor. We've seen, ironically enough, I think we've seen Joe do that before in past iterations.
On Coastline, yes, we did see that. He sat inside Sunrise
to be
bar
fair,
and
a lot
gets
of
up on
teams do
top of
that.
the bar.
It's just, Joe sticks out to me because we see Joe. I mean, it's just funny. But yeah, when Ollie was on Joe, I mean, that was funny. So it was just like, yeah, unless they're throwing that hammer upwards, they're going to have to use their floor nades and Ash charges to create these openings. And honestly, there's only a few spots where people can really sit safely, which, I mean, we already see England. There it goes. The grenades are flying out, and we're going to see the Ash charges coming in any second as well. So England is going to have himself a pickle. He's going to have to get out. There goes the Ash charge. Doesn't actually damage him, but it removes that spot, and Wimpy taken out from across the court. That's not ideal, and now it's just England here holding his power position. He gets taken out. It all comes apart for Joe.
Yeah, at this point too, he's gonna drop actually.
England
drops into the laundry room. So he does see one with the SU-11 onto the face of Doodle. At that point, Spades comes down to find him, and he does get the kill. Refrag onto England, but still a 3v4. It's looking good for TLD on this round. Are they gonna be able to come through Cocktail though? Nobody's inside Cocktail anymore, so they can't deny the jump in. Butters with the kill onto Benji. He's coming around from the new hatch, but it's refragged by Beastly, rethinking against Spades as well. It's going back and forth. 2v2 now. They've evened it up here for the defense, but TLD having control of Cocktail. They're playing the fuse. Young now. It's a 1v1. Kills though. He's watching Kilo, watching the White Hall. He gets to rethinking. Now it's just a 1v2 with Beastly. The fuse are now planted. Both players are just waiting in a position, waiting to get a crossfire. He sees him inside a freezer, and it's Kilo to finish him off from the other side of New Balk. And it's TLD on match point.
What a collapse. Butters, he just hit the drop, managed to take someone out, managed to divide the attention, split the attention of those defenders. And I mean, England, it was kind of over the minute England hit that drop and lost that fight to Spades after killing Doodle. There was just no life at that point, losing that gunfight at close range. A wild sprinting Ash, and TLD yet again, post rehost, are going to just steal the momentum from Joe and win consecutive rounds back to back to back. And it's looking like that's going to be the case. The last time Joe played this kitchen service site, it was the infamous Cams incident. The Valkyrie decided to check her text messages, decided to check her Snapchat mid-operation.
Dude, there was an issue with the ADSs and the shield too. There's
I mean, it's
ADSs
just
around that shield, and it still got blown up. Like what?
There were some problems for Joe last time this site was played, and unless those problems are rectified, Last Dance has every reason to feel like, I have every reason to feel like Last Dance is just going to close it out here. Now, things can change. Benjamin Currency can put the ADSs a little bit better. Maybe the shield can be placed a little bit better, etc., etc.
Hopefully not sitting on an island by yourself and reading and get ambushed by Butters.
Yeah, I mean, that's been kind of a theme too. He's died alone a lot today. Someone hold Benji Mule's hand and cared for him. Stop letting him die alone. Sad. It's never a good thing. I mean, but to be fair, Last Dance, I mean, they're kind of playing like ape. They're just kind of running in and just catching people.
I would say they're just running in, but they're running in pretty well informed, and they have a plan. Like they're working very well together, ape strong together.
Yes, they are running in very eloquently. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, ape strong together.
There we go. Eloquent running in that is occurring from the Last Dance, and it's looking like we're gonna see more of that. Spades already to the roof, and this looks like this is where Butters. Yeah, indeed, you're right. This is where he caught Benji Mula last time. He just kind of pushed the pillar door immediately, got that call and pushed, which is the sign of an experienced player. You don't. Oh, he's reading. Oh, I'm gonna sit here and hold the angle. Not Butters. Oh, he's reading. Dum, dum, dum. I'm in there. Dead.
Hey, it's a season of be swung on. Swing or be swung.
That's why Butters is crazy. That's why he's Mantequilla. And that's why he's usually a fan favorite. Most people love Butters.
Yeah.
So
There's a reason why he was in PL. There's a reason why he was in Pro League.
yeah, there's a reason, you know, they made Pro League, you know, it's obviously Butters a contributor, but we're not going to get into that controversy. Not yet. That relegation game is in a couple weeks. We'll get to that one. But now we've got TLD already securing most of this vertical press. They have 2 minutes to. Why are you destroying Grandma's chair, Doodle?
Well,
Grandma spent $50 on that doggone chair. Yeah, so Doodle's racking up his debt owed to this cafe here, just destroying chairs, and they're gonna start working this floor. We've seen this script before, the Cade pushing up right stairs, but there's no one home, just a drone, flank watching drone. Benji Mula, yeah, it looks like that's placed a little bit better this time, so should be able to actually hold this position for a significant portion of time.
Oh, flashes come through. Oh, no, it's a shot from Benji. He just takes out spades.
And
he's trying
just
to take
kidding.
out the shield.
The shield was taken out like with the first Ash charge. I think.
Yeah, but he shoots him this time instead.
Butters is getting tested here by that Cade. And it looks like there's going to be a push coming through from VIP. One from this window here. Young playing this angle here for Beastly to swing out. The player Coat to swing out, or rather VIP to swing out. That's Benji Mula. And Young actually wins that fight on Beastly, and Benji Mula yet again. And I almost regret saying it. He's on an island yet again.
Oh,
Doodle finding England off. Yeah, England dying off screen, and we've got Benji Mula now. He's going to get pinched any second. Rethinking taken out elsewhere. These players are all dying elsewhere, and Benji Mula still in this desperate situation. It's a 1-on-4 for Wimpy, and all of a sudden, Joe Esports, who looked like they were going to take their map pick and potentially force a map through coastline, it isn't going to happen. The last dance is going to send Joe Esports to that 7th and 8th slot. Joe will be playing in a last place game.
Is it last
next
game
week?
At this point? Isn't it? Yeah, it is.
No, well, it's the official last. They're 7th and 8th. That's official. Whether who's going to be 8th, like dead last, that's going to be a game that's played.
Bracket B, yeah. Whoever loses that bracket B game.
The last dance is going to be playing against, I believe, the loser of the game earlier today that we saw. Who the heck was that? It was 8. Yeah, it should be like a loser bracket final.
Loser bracket final should be, yeah. We'll see that later on.
It's going to be last dance. It's going to be last dance in 8, most likely a rematch. And then you're going to see in the other group, depending on the game that's coming up after this, which is going to be casted by Crow and Jacob again.
Heck yeah.
That is going to be, they changed their name. Guidance Gaming changed their name if you aren't aware. Going to go into more of that when they get here. They changed their name.
We'll see that when we get there.
But yeah, they're going to be playing, Guidance Gaming's going to be playing against Oblation. Hoping to get their first career Challenge League win there of Guidance Gaming, and Oblation looking for some redemption. So until then, I guess we've got some replays and an interview for you here.
Yeah. Let's go through replays to see some good shots from this game from both TLD and Joe, and then we'll have an interview from someone from TLD.
We'll have the interview, or rather, we're going to have the replay 30 second.
Yeah, he's like, your replay's almost here. Either way, that was a really good game from TLD though. Even though it's surprising, we talked about that rehost, how maybe it would give Joe that, that motivation, give him that time to rethink the game and come back. But no, TLD still, just like Clubhouse, they take it away and they lift off.
Yeah, I mean, TLD has done a great job with the rehosts. I think they have East Central as a coach now. East Central probably.
Oh yeah, no, Christian Guerreras, or his name is.
Yes, he is their coach.
Previously on DZ.
Yep, and they're making pretty doggone good adjustments. So we've got, I mean, it's like Joe in this game. I mean, this could have.
Oh, there's a shot for the 5-sided shield onto Young. That was.
It's like Joe could have very easily taken this one, but it just kind of got away from them again, and it seems like that's been the story of this reworked Joe roster. Of course, a lot of their players got poached. J90 lags to Sonics as a sub. J90 to Disrupt. They've had to mix and match pieces with mixed success here, and they're going to be in that 7th and 8th slot. But I mean, they put up a fight against Last Dance, put up a fight against Beast Coast, but ultimately it's just not enough finishing power for this roster. And I hate to say that they're going to be playing for a last place positioning here, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So,
unfortunately, how the cookies crumbles. Maybe we'll see a different format next stage, but unfortunately, this is how the cookie crumbles for this stage, and we'll see them play for those other places besides first place. Can't go for NAL. And unfortunately, it's crazy to see. I think that Ape is going to replay TLD for what, 3rd place, 4th place? I don't know what place is going to be at that point.
Yes, 3rd, 4th.
3rd, 4th. Yeah, it's crazy to see that they're going to play him for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's still got. It's not like that final yet. There's still a lot more games to play before we get down to that. I think.
Okay, well, either way,
There's still one
it's
more
still
loser
interesting
bracket
to see
game to
it.
play.
The
But
team
yeah,
favorites go
that's
that way.
yeah. It's unfortunate we see Joe in that relegation spot, but it is what it is. We're gonna be seeing X Guidance Gaming versus Oblation here in just a few minutes. You just sit tight. If you ordered pizza today, if you stuck with us today, just stick with us a little bit longer. It's like 9 Eastern. It's 6 o'clock Western because West Coast, Best Coast. But,
oh wow, East Coast, Beast Coast.
you know, eat your dinner. Stick with us for one more game. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a classic, I'm sure. And with that, we'll see you all next week.
We're still the interview, don't we?
What?
Still the interview. Cookies, because I can see like you forgot about the interview of Cookies.
Okay, well, who is it?
I don't know who it is yet. We'll wait, but we got one more interview real quick. We'll do a quick interview with one person, TLD. We'll send it off to a break. Then we'll come back with Crow and Jacob to end the day with X Guidance Gaming versus Oblation. But whenever that happens. Either way, that game was still really good though. It's still crazy that TLD just really took out the momentum, just kept going, even with that rehost.
Yeah, that's definitely been the story here. The rehosts, whether love them or hate them, rehosts definitely play a factor in being able to regather yourself and ultimately finish a game out. They act as an informal timeout.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know why Joe would ice themselves, right? So it's not like they're abusing it. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth. I know someone is, but it is what it is.
It just happens.
It happens. Joe basically iced themselves, right? That's just how it is. It stinks, but hey, such is life. Life stinks sometimes.
Life does stink sometimes. It is a pain. Sometimes life is unfair, and you have to deal with the unfairness of life. But I would say it's still crazy. Like Clubhouse, it was their map, but we were able to see them really. It seemed like Joe could have come back if they didn't have. I wonder if they did that Rios with Joe would be able to keep momentum going and take those rounds on attack.
Yeah, I think they were kind of getting away with just slippery plays. The Last Dance wasn't really composed enough to deal with, and when you have a good 10-minute break, it helps with composure. So we're gonna be interviewing Butters here in just a moment.
Butters. I don't know if I can hear him though, because I don't know if he can hear me.
He's there.
He's there. Yeah, he's definitely there. I definitely see his camera.
He's definitely there, bro. Yeah, good thing Butters wasn't doing anything crazy. He's just sitting there, thankfully. So, yeah. So, all in all, though, it was a competitive series, nonetheless.
Oh, it's definitely a really good series from both teams.
It's a really fun series. And it's a shame neither of them are playing in that relegation spot, but it is
I
what
would love to see TLD or Ape. In fact, Ape's not making deals TLD, and they were like the favorites coming into this stage. Just because TLD was first place last stage, and Ape was like the qualifier winner, beating PogChamp.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's how the cookie crumbles sometimes with this format, especially. It's hey, it's playoff siege, like I've said all day. Sometimes you get bounced early. That's just how it goes. You're gonna have to wait another year to make that big dream happen, unless you get picked up or something. Hey, who knows?
Unless you get picked up by a pro league team.
I'm not calling it.
That's one thing for CL too. You can show off how good you are. Maybe a team will pick you up if they trial you. Like Chala, remember Chala and PogChamp got trialed on TSM.
Jarvis to Tempo Storm, of course. He's right back in the freaking. He's gonna have to beat CL teams again if he wants to stay there. But it's definitely. It's definitely an opportunity to prove yourself. And I think even if there are players today that didn't make it, they've definitely got a lot of exposure at least. So I think we're gonna jump into the interview now.
I think we got him here right now, so we should be ready for it. All right, hello, Butters. Welcome to the interview. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That was a fantastic game for you guys on The Last Dance, taking 2-0 from Joe on Clubhouse. Especially, you guys were looking like maybe Joe was going to take it back, but how do you guys feel at Clubhouse? Did you guys prepare a lot for this game, or was it pretty simple for you all?
No, we didn't really prepare. After we lost the first game to Ape, we kind of just chilled out, didn't really practice. We just practiced yesterday, and that was the only practice we've had. We just kind of just wanted to do our own thing.
Makes sense. It is pretty depressing the fact that you guys can't get from relegation anymore.
Yeah,
You lost that first
but
game
I
against
don't know.
Abe.
We still want to play,
Zombie.
you know, and
Still want to
win.
play, still want to make some money off of it either way.
Yeah.
So, you guys played on Clubhouse. It was pretty close in the beginning. You guys went 3-3 at the half, but then you go on to your next half and you guys pull it away. Did that rehost really play a part at all in Clubhouse, or was it just simple business?
I don't know. I just remember. No, it didn't affect it at all. I just had like a crazy sound bug where Zophia's gun was just shooting in my ear the entire time, and I had no game sound besides that. So it was really tough, and I'm in a 1v3 and I can't hear anything. But
that's definitely gotta be the worst.
And then my game crashes after that. But yeah, I don't know. The rehost kind of just, I guess, refreshed it. But.
Yeah, that's easy peasy. Then we go on to your game onto Cafe, where it's definitely Joe's. You definitely tell it's Joe's home field. They definitely knew what they were doing. They're playing pretty well, playing pretty aggressive too compared to what you saw of Clubhouse. Was there any aggression you guys didn't really foresee? Did it really spook you in any way, or were you guys just kind of feeling your way through it and then adapting as you go on?
I don't know. I think we were being a little bit more aggressive than them. We were kind of just trying to like look for some rat plays, like do some weird stuff. But once we started doing it, like the rounds after, they started catching on. So we just had to like stall back and just like play normal. They're a pretty like vanilla team. They don't really do anything crazy compared to other teams. So like, I don't know. We just kind of just played into it and it just worked.
Yeah, some of their holds aren't really crazy. There's some aggression you didn't expect. Like sometimes they're running red stairs, right? White stairs, and some of those crazy plays. But otherwise, like their holds weren't crazy. I did one time remember you killed Benji in reading when you were just kind of walked into reading. We were like, wait, where did Butters come from?
Yeah, that's a freebie. I had a drone in reading. I'm just like, okay, well, there's gonna be a guy up top, so just somebody hold my drone. I'm gonna get into reading as fast as I can. And then I just got in there, and of course he just ran into my gun. So.
that was definitely surprising for us. And then on top of that top attack as well, where you guys went for cocktail and you went up red to go for a different play or a flank at the end there. Definitely played some good plays there from you guys. That's surprising too.
Yeah,
to see the distraction. We
didn't want to show them like the same look like over and over again, so we were just kind of like doing different takes each time. Like we would beat them going like an east take, and then we're like, okay, let's just like do a normal take, see what they can do, and then I don't know. We also like some clutch up plays. Kilo like went off, so.
Oh yeah, Kilo made some fantastic plays to see from him. And we're all talking about how he only uses the free flex, but we're all making for him.
Yeah.
Still kicking butt, still destroying Joe at times. So definitely good plays from you. I definitely one more ask though, how's the team feeling that lost again? You guys gonna stay together after the stage, or what are thoughts on staying as a team after the stage?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna stay. Obviously, if somebody gets like an opportunity or something, nobody's gonna stop them. I mean, we're all here for like pro league, but we're gonna stick it out until something happens. So I mean, it's kind of tough. You gotta wait like a year or whatever, but
it's painful. It really sounds this. I hope they change it, but it's really painful to hear from you guys because you guys are a fantastic team.
Thank you.
That'll end our questions for today. Anything you want to say to your supporters, your fans before we end it here?
Thank you guys, and then sorry for losing the first game. That wasn't us, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna stick it out until whatever happens. But I appreciate everyone.
Great to hear from Butters. Have a good night. Congrats on the win. We'll see you guys next play day.
Thank you.
So with that, you heard it from the legend himself. He had a drone, he ran in. I love it. I love the championship mindset. But yeah, we've got another good one after this one. We'll show you all a bracket real quick. We've got a lot happening today, obviously.
Actually, no, this is for Group B. We talk about the next game, which is the losers bracket. And you know who that team is? Bracket Blessed.
Yes, sir. Bracket Blessed. You got a lot of team. A lot of people had a lot of hopes on Oblation here. They're probably a little bit angry that they're down there in that loser bracket. So I don't know if that bracket is blessed. I think you've got an angry Oblation team coming in. And then, of course, the Favelas knocked down today by Rent Free. We talked about that in the pregame. It was a valiant attempt to start for the Favelas, and the wheels just came off. But ultimately, it's going to be Rent Free winning Group B. Congratulations to them. And they will be playing against Beast Coast in the Challenge League final sometime, a couple weeks online. They actually get a lot of weeks of rest here to prepare for that one. So that's going to be great. We've got a lot of, I guess, placements to settle here over the next couple weeks. So we'll be doing that across both the regions. And other than that, stick around for that Guidance versus X Guidance Bracket Blessed. They're Bracket Blessed now versus Oblation game here in about a dozen minutes. We'll go with that. It'll be Crow and Jacob
on board next to show you guys his next fantastic game. So see you all then. Stay tuned.
See you.